Yeah.
Have you seen the Cardi B stuff?
Yeah.
And the man that said he drugged him and tried to have sex with him.
That Stephon Diggs drugged the man and tried to have sex with him?
Yeah. Some guy's claiming that, and then apparently his brother, I don't know if that's Trayvon or somebody else, jumped this guy. I don't know. I could be completely... I read one tweet.
Allegedly.
I read one tweet that said... Because it was like long in a video of someone talking, and I was like, I'm not doing this. But I read the tweet because it was some dude who looked like he liked men, and Stephon Diggs. And then
What did he look like?
just flamboyant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Show us.
Well, he was kind of standing like one of these, I'm in his picture. Yeah.
I'll do the guy.
Yeah, you be
So what
him.
do we say?
If I'm Stephon, hey,
What do the guys say?
drink this drink. It's fizzing, actually. No, I don't want it.
Why is it on fire?
No, but they said, apparently, like I said, this tweet said that Stephon Diggs allegedly, not my best clap, but, it happens. Jordan Mason is going off right now. Welcome to the press conference, everybody. This is October 10th, 2024.
10-10.
10-10. Anything special happen on those type of days, or how does that work? Like 11-11, Is 10-10, 9-9 a thing?
Usually something very bad happens.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Episode 47 of the press conference.
I saw Osama bin Laden's son got deported from France for apparently glorifying terrorism.
I saw that.
Someone quoted and said, "It's always the ones you least expect."
Yeah, generally how it happens, Who would have thought that guy would be
Like, what? No way.
on a terroristic
Let me
attack?
ask you this. This is, if you're watching fantasy or if you're a fantasy footballer, you could tell me yourself. Would you start at your flex spot? Because I'm in a bad spot right now.
Mhm.
Would you start Alec Pierce or George Pickens this week?
Steelers play the Raiders. The only reason I would say Alec Pierce, prior to what I've learned earlier, would have been Joe Flacco would be playing, but I think Anthony Richardson's going to play, and I feel like Flacco and Pierce last week had
Some sort of connection.
some sort of something going on.
Well, I saw something. I don't know if it's true, but this is what I saw. The highest passer rating in the league right now, you know who that is?
Highest passer rating.
Yeah,
Joe Flacco?
Joe Flacco. You know who's the lowest?
Anthony Richardson.
Anthony Richardson. Yep, rating. Flacco's number 1. Richardson's 33 ahead of Bryce Young. So it's the highest amongst a starter.
Yeah.
And
No.
the highest or lowest amongst a starter and highest in the league.
Regardless,
Still
it
the
should
second lowest in the league behind Bryce Young.
Regardless, he should be better.
No, yeah.
Richardson.
Bo Nix is low. I don't really know what rating is, to be honest with you.
Yeah, like I said,
Those type of stats, I'm a big eye test guy whenever I watch a sport. I just, people will go, what makes you think Kobe's the best player of all time? This is what I watched it, I'm not going to give you a number. If I had to give you one, it'd be 5 rings. But I watched the sport.
well, if you want to go based off of that, it's like, based off of numbers, it's like, that's okay to an extent, but like you said, that doesn't, if that was just what it was, then there wouldn't be a conversation.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like they played in different times. Like
There's
it's a whole
certain guys
thing.
that you go look at numbers. Like it's, like the player A, player B type thing is fun.
You're right.
But there are certain things like people are looking at Mahomes' stats, and I've seen a couple.
He's the favorite to win MVP somehow.
I don't like that, but I don't think he's playing. Like people are saying he's playing bad. He's playing very bad. He's playing terrible. I saw a take. It was I think some guy said he's Daniel Jones, but with a good defense.
No.
And I was like, that's way too far. He plays well.
Here's the thing. Him, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, like certain people, they get the ball with 2 minutes, and you're like, okay, I'm thinking like we're in trouble.
Right.
Daniel Jones gets it, and you're like, we're perfectly fine.
who
I'd
doesn't?
actually rather
You could have him with 6 minutes.
Here's the best way to
3.
put it, and you tell me if you agree with this. If I'm the Cowboys and I'm playing the Chiefs, I want my offense on the field with 2 minutes left, and we're down by 2. If I'm playing the Giants, I'd prefer our defense to be on the field if we're up by 2.
Right.
Against, like, if they said,
What do you prefer?
I don't want Mahomes on the field.
Yeah.
With the chance to win the game.
No.
Daniel Jones, we watched it against.
You don't have a chance.
Yeah.
He's probably it's crazy. We have a lot of crazy Mahomes takes on this that people have gotten mad about.
Yeah.
But,
Like what?
Like when we said he was better than Joe Montana all time after they won the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's just, I don't really think that's an argument if I'm being
He
honest.
said he was trying to fuck an 18-year-old quarterback.
That wasn't a debate.
I think that was
right. Pretty established.
Yeah.
Dylan.
I think most people have known about that.
Yeah, him and Dylan. Who's that?
Debo almost just caught a touchdown pass.
Oh, that's good. At least I have him in every fucking league I have.
They're going to settle for a field goal, and the Guardians have taken
have
a
the kicker.
4-3 lead.
Their kicker's not Jake Moody. He's hurt.
I don't know. I don't know if he's playing tonight.
He's hurt. He better
Juan,
not be playing tonight. I started the fucking other kicker.
Oh, their backup?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of a game. I thought this is a diss talk for a different show, but I thought that the over was a little high at like 48.5.
So did I.
Division games.
But the thing is, like, if you look at the numbers, they're two of the top 5. Yeah, Matthew, right. Nice. 2 of the top 5 highest scoring teams in the league. So you just go, well, these teams both score 30 a game.
Right. The only problem is they know that when you play, well, I guess with new Mike McDonald as the coach, he might not know, but like with Pete Carroll, it's like we know what these guys are going to do.
And he makes it.
3-0 Niners.
A great kick.
No, it wasn't. But it's all right. Went through the pipes.
Yep.
First kick, that's tough. But yeah, let's go back a little bit to Friday night, I think it was, when UNLV played Syracuse. I will give my respect to UNLV as a team. They have some dog in them.
Sorry, the thing I was going to say, we got way off track about Mahomes, was he's already the greatest at, like, when you give the ball back to the other team, no matter what's on the clock, no matter a timeout.
13 seconds.
13 seconds with 1 timeout, right?
2.
2, sorry. No matter what's on that clock, no matter its field position, no matter the situation, there's one guy in the history of football that you don't want it in his hands. People will say Brady, which obviously it's either
Rodgers too.
Rodgers, right? Manning, there's a lot of guys up there. Mahomes is number 1 already.
Yeah, we've talked about that too. I think
so
right now,
probably a crazy take, but it is for me.
Right now, before the Super Bowl, we were like, hey, if I had to take a guy, I'm taking Mahomes all time, and that sounds crazy, but like you said, I'm watching the game. And I have seen a lot of videos with Tom Brady lately where, like, how he moved in the pocket. Like, people
don't realize, they're like, he's not mobile, he's not this. Pocket presence, your ability to navigate in the pocket, the ability...
For how non-mobile he was, he could fucking move.
Yeah, and there's certain things that have kind of been lost in the game. Like, people, like, for instance, Bryce Young to Andy Dalton, people are like, how is the O-line just better? Andy Dalton navigates in the pocket a lot better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's aware of... Like, I
people
feel
get mad at Tom Brady for checking down a lot. It's like, well, you don't realize, like, when it's in cover 2 because you have Randy Moss or you have Gronk or this or that, a lot of times you do need to check down. The ability to settle for the check down and have a 9-minute drive down the field with a lot of runs. That's
what
the
is
greatest
it? I don't understand
ever.
what that matters.
I don't know either.
If some guy's checking down on 3rd and 4 with the game on the line, or like, let's say it's, 1st and 10 and there's 2 seconds left on the clock and you have to throw a Hail Mary and the guy throws a little flare to the running back, it's like, dude, this is not a time for that.
It's that dude on Twitter, Barry McCockiner. That fucking, he has written the narrative off about Tom Brady. Now he's trying to do it with Burrow and Mahomes and all these guys. Burrow had one 70-yard screen touchdown pass. He was like, oh, what a throw. It's like, show his other throws throughout the game.
No, yeah, I will agree, like I said, because you texted right when that touchdown happened, and because I remember, and it was like Chase 70-yard touchdown. I was like, damn, I wonder, like, because you were like Burrow, and then I looked, and I was like, well, that one, I mean, I could have fucking thrown the ball to Chase.
Yeah.
But he did have 5 touchdowns. I'm not discrediting him.
It was more so Burrow in a sense of like, wow, the Ravens went down and took the lead.
No, yeah.
I mean, Burrow.
Like, to me, not in a brood way. Like I said, if the same happened with Josh Allen, Dak Prescott, that play was way more impressive by Chase. It's just, Chase the short and long of it.
He also threw a pick in a bad time, Burrow.
Yeah, I did. I had that in the notes too, because I didn't, like I said, I didn't say this, but you guys know, I didn't watch a ton of the games. I always watch after.
That game was kind of just
all over the place.
Yeah, I don't know.
Lamar dropped that snap. I don't know what the fuck happened. But anyway.
And then the kick was, the holder was,
We'll go back to Friday real quick. College. We'll start with college. Like I said, UNLV Syracuse. I put that it was a coaching clinic. If you didn't watch that game and you give a fuck, go back and watch. Those coaches were using they had all their timeouts.
They both went for field goals within the 3-yard line.
Yeah.
Like 4th and goal at the 2. Everyone around me, this guy, even at the end of the game, UNLV ended up losing by 3
in overtime.
And this guy's like, you know what would be important right here? Those 4 points they would have got if they would have went for it on 4th and goal at the 2. If he remembers, I believe they started at 1st and goal at the 1.
Yeah.
So he's guaranteeing they would have scored a touchdown 4th and goal.
They didn't score on 3 plays.
When in 3 plays, they lost a yard.
Right.
So actually, I was thinking, well, I wanted to turn around and say, or if they missed it, we wouldn't even be in overtime right now.
Which is good
they
for
wouldn't
me
have
because I'd
had
be at
fucking
home.
3 points.
I have work in the morning.
Yeah. Dumbass.
But
he was like, well, they would have 100%. Like, that's the mindset nowadays. Kind
yeah.
of.
Well, the mindset, when it works, it's perfect.
I'm a genius.
When it doesn't work, you're an asshole. And then when you don't do it and it doesn't work out, you're an idiot anyway.
You kind of, as a fan, have to be. I don't think you have to be personally, but most people say you have to either love it. You can't love it when it works, hate it when it doesn't.
Yeah.
You have to pick one. You either love it or you hate it. I'm a hate it, I guess, more so guy, but I honestly think it's situational.
I'm a situational guy. Yeah. Like I said, if it's, like
Okay.
Harbaugh going for it against the Chiefs, I didn't think it was the end of the world. But like Nick Sirianni going for it at the end of the half against the Saints,
that was
that's
the
just
dumbest thing
the
ever.
dumbest thing ever.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing is everybody's like, it's easy to say you should just take points. And it's like, no, I will full-blown admit there are times where I'm all pro, go for it. I'm 100% pro. If I have Aaron Rodgers as my quarterback, we're doing hot, and trying to get him off sides. down distance, situation, team you're playing, if you're down by fucking 7 with 5 minutes left, I mean, you kind of got to go for it. You know what I mean?
I don't think so.
Well, just depends. I'm just saying situationally.
How many timeouts you got? What defense is on?
I guess not 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes left.
Right.
Like, I'm just saying, like.
Right. If you're down by 7 with 2.5 minutes left, you probably have to go.
Yeah, and you kick a field goal, I will kill you. But anyway, I thought that was a coaching clinic. But like I said, the only thing is UNLV, I thought they should have taken a timeout with 55 seconds left. When Syracuse had the ball at 1st and goal.
I agreed.
Yeah, that's one thing. I don't want to say it drives me crazy because, like I said, these coaches aren't very smart, and I'm just understanding that. But, like, Andy Reid and Mike McCarthy kind of did the same thing. Like, Mike McCarthy, which we'll get into, called a timeout with, like, 40 seconds left, and it's 1st and goal. And it's like, dude, you run this down to 20 seconds, you have 5 seconds.
I thought that, too.
That's fucking weird.
When the Cowboys were milking the clock on the Steelers, I was like, why are they not milking this more? You have
all three. He called a timeout.
He had all 3 timeouts. They get down there with 40 seconds, clock's running. I would have been like, calm down. Call the play under 25 seconds.
No.
And then, 20, 25 seconds. If we score, great. If we don't, we call a timeout.
What you do is...
You could run the ball.
If you want to call a timeout, there's 40 seconds left. You just got the ball to I think we're at the 4-yard line, let's say. You got the ball to the 4-yard line. There's 40 seconds left. There's 40 on the play clock. You get that down...
it was like the 1 or 2 yard line.
Whatever. Inside the 5.
Because then they got that fumble handoff.
Yeah. Yeah, we were inside the 5. But my whole point being, that not that doesn't matter, but the point is once you get that ball down there, you get on the ball, do whatever you do, call a play. If you want to call a timeout, call it with 25 seconds left. Not with 40, because you score now. You're giving them.
They still had like 3 or 2 timeouts.
Yeah.
Or 1 maybe.
The way I look at it at the end, and I've heard this from Michael Lombardi, is the clock is now plays, not time.
Yeah.
It's about 5 seconds per play. You just gave them 4, 5, 6 plays.
Right.
By doing that, obviously, the drive.
They're only going to need a field goal or something. I don't remember the situation.
Exactly, but still, that's just bad coaching. But like I said, we're kind of jumping around. Bama goes down. I said on By the Hook and this show.
I also say UNLV, they had all 3 timeouts, 27 seconds left. They got the ball back, tie game. Touchback goes to their own 25, I believe. It's not on 30 in the.
Mm-mm.
So they have the ball at their own 25, tie game. They just knee it and send it to overtime. You have a few plays here.
And you get a clock stoppage
on the first down. You could easily in there, and you were moving the ball.
First play, you either throw a slant.
It was not a defensive game.
We're going to talk about it too. I mean, Geno Smith is
at least try, because the worst case scenario is Syracuse has 0 timeouts. You run 3 plays, 5 seconds each. There's 12 seconds left on the clock. You punt it to them. They they receive the ball with 6, 7 seconds left. The game's going.
Doesn't matter anyway. How many timeouts did they have?
0.
You throw it once, like a safe play, like a slant, something like almost like an RPO. Where it's like, we want to get a little chunk play.
You could even run an RPO.
Yeah.
They have a running
Here's my thing. First down, incomplete. Second down, incomplete. Run it on 3rd down or take a knee, and the game's over. You go to overtime anyway. But I don't like not trying, depending on the situation. Like the Bills, like I said, we'll get into that. We keep jumping around. I would have liked for them to maybe run the ball or not throw it deep every single play.
Correct.
But I'm not mad that they threw the ball 3 times. I'm more mad that it was like...
deep balls.
You wasted 6 seconds off the clock punting. Like if you're at the 50, it's one thing, but the field, like I said, the field position, the time, timeouts, plays, play call, that all matters. And it's not a lot, but you make it a lot when it's like, dude, you just threw 3 bombs, and now they're getting the ball back. They need about 10, 15 yards they're an indoor. It's like you're not in Chicago where it's 25-mile-an-hour winds. Like This is you're doing like all wrong. But like I said, I'm not mad at them throwing that ball 3 times. We'll get to that. But for college, also, Bama went down. Like I said, I thought Vanderbilt was getting too many points, even if it was just a regular week. Coming off of Georgia, I definitely thought it was too many points, and it looks like any was too many because
they lost.
They lost outright. Missouri, Tennessee, USC, and Michigan lost.
Vanderbilt's played some teams tough this year.
They have. And that's why I said, given that many points on the road, with a new coach, like it's hard.
We're obviously Notre Dame fans. That was a big weekend. That was the best bye week that could possibly be. Not sit there and not play and to move up 4 or 5 spots is incredible.
And Texas A&M beating Missouri was big for
because Notre Dame has beaten Texas A&M in Texas A&M, so they went into Missouri, who's number 9 and undefeated.
No, it was at Texas A&M.
Or that doesn't matter. I mean, that meant they played next to Missouri is what I meant. But and they beat them, so it's like Texas A&M looks good and moves up. Notre Dame looks better.
Yeah, and then I honestly have a little opinion this week. I think that USC might beat Penn State. So
I hope so.
Miami, 2 weeks in a row. How the fuck
that was my pick.
What?
Like for upset,
Miami,
USC over Penn State.
USC.
Yeah. How is Miami coming back in these? I mean, it's gonna bite them at one point. You hope as a Notre Dame fan.
Yeah, they're not efficient enough as a team. Like they're not gonna win it. They're not gonna stay undefeated.
Maybe you don't. Notre Dame's ranked a little bit low, and we get Miami in the first round.
Yeah.
haven't
Oh, that's a
been
team
asked yet.
I definitely wouldn't mind getting.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's also kind of like
I want
when
us
you
to
get
be
to
in
the
there.
playoff, like when you get to that level, you don't want to play Heisman type of players. That's kind of who wins those things, and Cam Ward's one of them.
Right.
So maybe you don't want them there.
Yeah,
Like,
but
I wouldn't
sack-
mind Penn State because that game's going to finish 10-7.
And James Franklin is going to shit down his pants.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
Yeah.
I'm
So,
more worried about
I just
Marcus
wanna get
Freeman
in.
playing a Division II school than I am him playing Penn State or Miami in the playoffs.
It's weird how it's like,
You know
and I
what
get
I'm
it.
saying?
I get it. You don't want to lock in as much, but like you got like this is your fucking job. You know what I mean? Like you have to win these games. Like you know what I mean? Like
What would you think situationally if the college football playoff was last year? Do you think Notre Dame's out? I would think no.
what do you mean?
Top 4, like same situation as last year. How it's
Right
been the
now?
last 8 years. Yeah.
And I'm like, do you think? Are you asking if I think we are done?
Yeah.
I feel like it's.
If you go 11-1,
I feel like it's 70-30 we're out.
If
With
US
this, it's like
yeah.
70-30 we're in.
yeah. If USC,
You need a lot to break.
Yeah, you got to win out.
If
and
we
you
would have
gotta
lost to
keep
Texas A&M or Florida State or something, but I feel like if there's 8 teams that are 11-1, and let's say Penn State's 11-1 and their losses to USC, and USC's 11-1 and their losses to LSU, I'm just making shit up, LSU, they're gonna look at that and be like, well, you guys lost to fucking, Northern Illinois at home, so I can't really take that into consideration.
Right.
What's going on, pal?
Your mic just.
technical difficulties. Never seen it before. That can't be great.
You can speak.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm literally flabbergasted. I would love to not be at a loss for words here, but I have no choice but to filibuster. I guess I'll speak on the opinions while this is going on. USC, but I was thinking with the Notre Dame thing, I think if Notre Dame wins out, especially with wins over like USC, Louisville, Texas A&M, you kind of got to look at them and go, I mean, I would love to not put them in the top 4, but
Yeah. Honestly,
earned
I
it.
haven't even thought about that because who gives a fuck?
Right.
Not in a rude way. I'm just saying like that's not the case. But I would say
I'm kinda more so
70-30
thinking-
out.
if you win out,
70-30 in.
where would you think Notre Dame ends up? I kind of think they'll end up 5-6.
For sure, top 8.
Yeah.
For sure, top 8. It just depends on I don't know.
I think
if
they'll be
Bama
5th or
loses
6th.
another game, they're fucked. So like it like
What's the SEC championship?
we'll
gonna look
see.
like?
And I'm gonna sound like an asshole saying this, and I'm not being that, but like we'll see week 12, week 13 when the college football rankings come out, and then how the dice roll or fall, and I'll be like, yeah, they probably would have made top 4. I mean, if they're 4, obviously, it would have been like, well, they would have made it last year.
Right.
But it's just hard to tell right now. And a lot of, I mean, like I said, Missouri, Tennessee, USC, Michigan, and Alabama. That's 5 teams that were ahead of Notre Dame lose. They all still have to play. Missouri lost to Texas A&M. I can't remember who Tennessee lost to.
Louisville lost.
Louisville lost, but they're behind Notre Dame, and we played them, so I kind of would have.
I'm just
hoped they
speaking
would've won.
in terms of ranked teams.
No, yeah, but what I'm saying is with those teams is like they're probably still like Michigan lost. They still have to play Ohio State. They're pretty much you can pencil them in for 2 losses,
Mhm.
maybe 3.
Ohio State, Oregon this weekend.
Wait, no, Michigan already has 2 losses.
Texas,
Texas, and then this last week they lost. So
Texas, and Washington.
so they're fucked. Washington now goes to Iowa, so it's like one of those 2
SC's
teams.
lost to Michigan and Minnesota now.
Yep, and hopefully Notre Dame, and they play Penn State this week where they're underdogs. Like I said, I don't know how the cards will fall, but we'll have to figure it out. That's all I really had for college. Did you guys have anything else you wanted to?
I think
It sucked because, like I said, I didn't get to watch a ton.
Just
but-
this weekend coming up is
Yeah.
amazing.
No, we're talking
Yeah.
about this weekend coming up. I meant last week. Do you have anything else from week 6?
no. I just have this weekend coming up. There's a lot of big games.
Yeah, starting it off, I'm only looking at top 25, so if there's another game,
I
I
just put top 25.
was going to say if there's another game, shoehorn it in. Utah and Arizona State. That's a sleepy game, I feel like, on a Friday. Like, Friday night games are fucking weird. They're very weird. Weird shit happens. Coaches do weird shit. Cam Rising, I don't know what the fuck's up with that guy. Is that guy playing?
First of all, how many years has he played?
I think 6,
6, I
7.
think I saw something about his injury, how he could somehow come back for a 7th or maybe an 8th or something.
Yeah, it's like the guy on Miami. But
I just don't know how as a program you keep a guy around that long. Wouldn't you be like, listen, I got to start the sophomore and build for the next 3 years?
you would think the problem is just he is actually good. Like when he plays, but at a certain point it's like, okay, dude, but you're not playing.
Yeah,
and
what's
what do
the
you
best
do?
ability?
Cut him? Yeah, availability. Let's just say the availability, which we'll get into in the NFL when it comes to this player safety
Transfer portal
bullshit.
shit. It's like, dude, you're just not starting. You
I don't mind the
backup.
transfer portal. I just like you said, they kind of handcuff you, and it's like, dude, yeah. Now these guys don't want to come here because you're here, and then you're out after week 2, and then I'm fucked because my job is to win, and I can't win.
And these freshmen said, I'm going to redshirt and leave.
Yeah. Saturday, they're 2-3. We're 22.5 point favorites. I almost would like to take the points with Stanford just because Notre Dame is just famous for this bullshit.
Cam Rising was a freshman at Texas at 2018, and he redshirted, transferred to Utah, redshirted 2019. And then 2020, 2021, 2022, he played. Hurt 2023. This is his 7th year.
Yeah, he's hurt, and he's hurt now.
Yes.
But it's all because it's medical, and it's this, and it's that.
He'll be 26 if he gets
Yeah,
drafted.
he needs a fucking job. Is what
Yeah.
he needs.
Yeah.
But Stanford, Notre Dame, never sleep on Stanford. Honestly, though, if depending on what he's getting paid, good for him. Like I don't care.
No,
I
I don't
just
give a
if
fuck
it was
either.
Notre Dame, I'd be like, dude, okay, we're not.
Honestly, like, this is his job right now.
No,
Like,
it
they're
is.
saying, like, what are you doing right now for work? And he's like, I make like
I
$220,000.
don't
It'd
know
be
what he
different if
makes.
it was the old and like before NIL. Then it's
Right.
like
He's like, I make $108K. He's like, I'm the quarterback for Utah. They're like, that's your job. He's like, well, I make $108K doing it.
Yeah,
Whatever.
so it is. So why don't you go fuck yourself?
Yeah.
because you make fucking $30 an hour flipping pizzas, or whatever the fuck you're doing.
Right.
South Carolina in Alabama.
There's a video of a lady. She's like a cop, a sheriff or something. You knew I was going there.
No, I just
Oh,
we get into something and
And
then
then
you just turn left every time.
she just fucking. Have you seen this? She just burped. She's literally talking
Oh,
on
yeah.
like a press conference. She's like, yeah, excuse me. And I was like, wait,
like a
what?
deputy
Yeah, like she's addressing the city.
about a murder,
You guys gotta look it up.
a serial killer
Go
or some
ahead.
shit.
But yeah, Bama's back home, laying 21. This game that I'm looking at, Missouri's number 21 now. They're playing 1-5 Massachusetts, and they're only laying 27 points. I feel like after a loss, teams, especially when they play shit teams, they come out and try to put the fucking work on them. I kind of like that. The laying the 27. The one here, 12:30, Texas, Oklahoma, the Red River rivalry. 14.5.
It's the first time the Red River rivalry's been SEC, right?
Yeah. Obviously, I think Quinn Ewers is back.
1.5 million for Cam Rising.
1.5 million. I mean,
1
yeah.
million last year.
Wow. Good for him.
Yeah. I
Um,
stayed my
like I
entire
said,
life.
yeah, I'm not.
Utah's got good taxes too. I don't know how it works, but if it's as far as his state goes, he's good to go.
No,
it's
it's
a red
definitely-
state, so he's fine.
It's definitely as far as the state goes. But yeah, Texas laying 14.5. I kind of feel like that's too many points, but at the same time, I don't know fuck all. So
Oklahoma, yeah, I know.
I could see them kicking
Who's
the
playing
dog shit out of them. Quinn. He's back.
Hmm.
And then, like I said, we have number 4 Penn State at USC. Apparently, James Franklin was crying because there were some travel issues. Did you see that? The plane, they had to go to like a further airport.
Oh, that'll
So-
be the why
So if
they
they
lose.
lose, that's the 100%.
that's
I mean,
hard,
that's
yeah.
already penciled
Right,
that in.
right.
That's the reason they've lost.
He's already mentally
Prepared to
stressed
lose.
himself out.
To lose.
Yeah.
Because he won. He won all year on the big games. He's like, I gotta lose one, and this is gonna be it. So let me make an excuse.
It's hard to say. Like for me personally, I know I get it. Texas, Oklahoma, I'm a piece of shit. It's a huge rivalry. I'm way more excited for Ohio State and Oregon.
Way more.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I don't know.
Texas, Oklahoma. I'm more excited for Penn State, USC, and
No
I'm
shot.
way more excited for Ohio State, Oregon.
I don't want to watch James. I think that Penn State USC game could literally be 14-10, and it's like
I like Miller a lot.
USC
Moss.
game more for him might be more of a Uncle Al and all them too, stuff like that. It's more personal.
Yeah, I'd rather watch USC and Penn State play than Texas,
There's no way.
Oklahoma,
really.
just because I think that Texas Oklahoma game is going to be a blowout.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
that
yeah,
makes sense then.
I could see that. Well, the spread would tell you that, but Ohio State, Oregon, I mean, fucking wow.
That's a game.
That is an
That's a-
absolute banger. And then you go Ole Miss, LSU at the same time, and that game's fucking unbelievable. I
Those
will
are
tell
two
you.
coaches that lose big games all.
I will
the
tell you
fucking
right
time,
now-
and lose small games all the fucking time.
I was gonna say, I'll tell you right now, it's in LSU, which favors Brian Kelly. But if it was in Ole Miss, that guy would literally shit all over himself.
Yeah.
Only thing he has is hopefully a lot of pre-snap penalties on Ole Miss, but he will have one timeout going into halfway through the second quarter and possibly the fourth.
I will say, because we brought up Florida beginning of the year and their schedule, and people wanted that coach fired, but it's like he's won 2 in a row. They're 3-2. It's like, and they're playing number 8 Tennessee. It's like they've gone through the gauntlet.
The coaches, it was Miami versus Florida in week 1, and both coaches are dumb dipshits, according to everyone on Twitter and ESPN. That was kind of like, the loser has to be fired, and it's like, well, it's week 1, A, and B, like, Florida's schedule, it's like, Nick Saban, I feel like they'd probably be 8-4, maybe 7-5, depending on recruiting, but it's like, just coaching in general, like, bro, that's a tough fucking schedule. Very tough.
Also, speaking of, I don't even know, first overall quarterbacks. Did we mention that?
What?
Where am I going with this?
I was gonna say something about Florida they're doing a good job of having the senior play, but getting that true freshman.
I don't know how this came up, but oh, you said 3-2. That's what it was. Only one quarterback in the common draft era that's been drafted first overall has a winning record through 5 games.
And we'll bring that up later when we talk about the NFL.
Okay.
Nice little.
Yeah.
I like that.
Jumping around. Oh, you liked it.
I like the little
Preview.
I don't like either.
I don't think he was going for that, but
No, me neither. But anyway, what I
blatantly
wanted
say
to
who
do
it was.
Well, it's pretty
Just go.
obvious. What I wanted to do was with those 2 games. I mean, we're all picking Texas. I'm taking Ohio State in Oregon to win. And then I'm going to take Ole Miss against LSU. What do you guys think about those games?
I'm going to take Ole Miss. I'm going to take Texas, and I'm going to take Oregon.
Oregon?
Yeah.
Oh, Debo, 80 yards. If he can,
he's not fast. Oh, my God, he's fast enough.
No, don't ever talk bad about Debo Samuel to me.
Well, that was a linebacker chasing him, and it really was a foot race.
I think another one to look out for.
Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
No, he's not Tyreek Hill.
Another one to look out for is number 18 K-State is at Colorado. Colorado's 4-1.
Getting 3.5.
No, there's a lot of fun games.
Yeah. And that's a big game for Colorado right there.
Oh, it's huge. It's massive. I just don't know with them because it's like they're like a bipolar person where it's like.
My thing is, I think they actually will be better, and Dion will coach better once his sons are gone.
Yeah, maybe. Well, the problem is though he's losing his sons and Travis Hunter, so coaching better might help him, but he doesn't have good players.
But he also doesn't have. Yeah, he doesn't have an offensive line whatsoever or a run game.
And he has Shohei Ohtani.
He has a quarterback that's projected to go first round, and he has a player that I think is the best player coming out of the NFL draft.
He has 2 players.
Just because
he's losing those.
Just
that's
because
not
he
good.
does what he does, he has to, like I said, it's like baseball. It's like you have the first pick overall. It's like, well, this guy can pitch 7 innings and hit 50 home runs and steal 50 bases. No one else can do that.
I think his problem is he tried to do the transfer portal shit, thinking I'll get all these players and everything
my
like
name
that.
and my mouth.
And it's like you can't be above sitting on people's couches and getting 5-star recruits and everything.
No, not at all.
And
I don't know if he is or isn't, but I don't really. Like I said, I'm for them. It's just like week by week. I'm like, damn, they looked like shit this week, and then I'm like, damn, well, Colorado looked fucking good, and then it's like, oh shit, they are in a tight game, and they threw a Hail Mary, and what the fuck happened?
And to be one of the best defensive players of all time, I guess it doesn't necessarily make you a great defensive coach, but their defense is fucking tragic.
That's the thing, too, with coaching and shit, which we'll get into when we get to the NFL, because there's a coach, and I have a question for both of you. Just because you can play doesn't mean you can coach. Like,
nope.
that doesn't mean that whatsoever. And just because you can coach, obviously, like Andy Reid
didn't mean you could play.
He's a fat moron.
Right.
You know, like, I'm not going to sit there and... He could coach Patrick Mahomes up to be who he is, but he obviously could never do that.
Like how good was Mike McDaniel at football? Don't think he ever played.
Well, he's not the best coach from what I'm also
probably
seeing.
A better coach than player.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to guess,
defense coordinator at least,
slinging it around.
Or McDonald, sorry,
McDaniel. Yeah, that's a tough thing all year, and it's going to be.
Imagine if Josh McDaniels was in the mix too.
The McDaniel McDonald situation.
They're both fucking clowns.
Getting to some NFL or what?
Yeah, I was going to lead off with the big news was Jets firing Robert Salah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to talk about with coaching. If I'm the Niners, Brandon Staley, get the fuck out, and I'm calling Robert Salah up.
They have Staley.
I agree with Eric. I mean, Staley's not the DC. He's the assistant head coach. I'd rather Staley not be the assistant head coach. I'd rather be Salah.
I think he has something to do with the defense. So if I'm not,
I imagine he does.
Yeah.
I can't remember who their DC is. They fired Wicks, right?
Yeah.
Fired Steve Wilkes.
Wilkes said Wicks. Fired Steve Wilkes. Yeah.
I think their secondary just sucks.
I'd bring Rob Salah back.
Yeah. I mean, they haven't been good since he left, really.
It is somebody. It is a name.
But I just don't think that their defense. I'm just saying.
Nick Sorensen.
Nick Sorensen. With Salah, did you guys think he deserved to be fired?
Yes.
Yeah, Bill?
Deserves a strong word, but he has a losing. He's never done anything there, and I get it. It's like, well, what has he had? But it's like, okay, so you bring a guy in, you know you have nothing, you know your team's not great. Yes, the defense improves, but there's a lot of talent on the defense now.
Right.
They've drafted a lot of defensive players, it's superstars even since he's been there. And with Aaron Rodgers, it's not successful. Mm-hmm. That's not necessarily his fault.
Yeah.
But then when I heard the whole, I think, not that this is what got him fired, but when it was like, I didn't think anything was necessarily his fault. I was kind of on the same page. But how many seasons in a row are losing? It's like, let's say it's not Mike McCarthy's fault. Well, how many seasons in a row are you going to go with that guy not winning a Super Bowl? Like, just fucking stop.
My only thing that I thought was like...
The hard count shit was where I was like...
the accountability shit.
Yeah.
The cadence.
For sure, my only thing is like I said, you kind of probably knew this about him in general, and you've like that's just who he is to an extent. And now like this season's almost like, unless they for some reason call Vrabel up or something, it's like, well, dude, like I don't know, can this guy coach? And like what happens now? Because apparently this guy today, this is also kind of breaking news, demoted Nathaniel Hackett. So he doesn't.
That was going to happen anyway, they said too.
No, and it should have happened. Oh, well, the Seahawks just fumbled the kickoff.
Demoted him to what?
Towel boy.
Good.
No, he lost. He's like a.
Todd Downey got promoted to play caller.
He's like a something, but he's not.
I think
he sucks.
Hackett was in there so Aaron Rodgers could just be the play caller. That's my thought.
They need to run the fucking ball, man.
Here's my.
I don't think Hackett belongs as a coordinator, a higher up. He might deserve an NFL job. I'm not sure. I don't think he's a head coach or a.
He might be a great quarterbacks coach or something.
Something like that.
Right.
Like he might be a great mind.
There might be a role for him in the NFL.
Sure. And an attitude,
but it is not a coach.
Yeah, attitude. He might be great in the build-up. Like, he sees these things, but when game goes on, he might panic or something like that.
He's not. You could see his coaching directly. Like, I hate. For instance, when he got hired with the Broncos, we all know he got hired with the Broncos, so Aaron Rodgers would come down.
Oh, that was a whole thing of like, hey, we got your guy.
Hey, head coach is your guy.
Yeah.
You know, if you want, it's team's yours.
And it only that you
and
could
you're gonna get traded away.
And the one thing is that because he was there for 1 year, that's exactly why that happened.
Right.
If he was there 3-4, then like, well, maybe they thought literally he was there 1 year. He was obviously a dipshit.
Not even the full season.
And then they got rid of him.
And they were like,
we didn't get our guy, and you also suck. So
and we're hoping Russ doesn't suck. It was just you, so we'll bring in Sean Payton, and it's like, oh,
yeah.
But yeah, I think he's a dipshit. And I think, I don't know. Like, I think Rodgers has maybe a little bit too much control there. I don't know.
You never want a guy like, and I'm not saying Rodgers because Brady probably had a lot of control, but you don't want your players to have too much control because. Obviously, he threw the ball 54 times, and it's like, dude, like,
run the ball.
Like, if that's part of his
people are
plan,
like, well, the run game sucked. It's like you gotta keep going.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you gotta at least make it a threat.
Here's the thing that Lombo said today on Pat is that he felt as if Salah wasn't in charge. The players didn't feel they were working for Salah. They felt that they were working for the owner.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, and that will never work. He's like, at the Patriots, you know, who do you work for? Do you work for Robert Kraft or do you work for Bill Belichick?
Yeah.
Everybody who walked in there knew that Robert Kraft doesn't fucking step on Bill Belichick's toes.
No.
With the Jets, it's kind of like, and that's the thing with Salah is he can blame the GM, but we heard rumors of Vrabel complaining about the GM. From Salah, you didn't hear that, so it's like, so you were on board with all these things now, it seems like. So you're a dumbass too and picking talent, while Vrabel was saying, like, don't trade A.J. Brown. Will Levis isn't a quarterback. Malik Willis isn't a quarterback. And this guy's doing that. So it's like, okay, that point is not Vrabel's fault. It is.
I also heard
the GM will be probably fired here very soon. I'm not saying soon like tomorrow, but end of this season, next season, if they continue to go with Will Levis, or they don't, because it's like, oh, we like the owner's like, well, you fired the coach because you said this guy was our quarterback. You're the guy who signs the talent, and he sucked ass.
Yeah.
So,
this is why franchises like Patriots only had Bill Belichick, but the Niners work so well because it's John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan wanted to work together,
right?
And shit like that.
But I had a question because this just popped up. So Dak Prescott's the highest paid quarterback. They were just doing annual salaries out of quarterbacks, active quarterbacks. So it doesn't have to be starters. What number do you think Brock Purdy is in terms of like paid? Like number 5, number 7, number 55. Like what do you think he is? Active quarterbacks.
Right now, his salary.
Mm-hmm. That's what it just said. It said active quarterbacks. I didn't hear.
I don't even think he's top 32.
Oh no.
44.
Nope.
Lower.
81.
Oh my god.
So I don't know how that works. Like I said. But I mean, I know it's on. I know how it works, but I'm saying I don't know how if it's guys that are like on practice squads.
Bang for your buck. That's by far and away the best quarterback in the league.
Oh, 100%. Bang for your buck, people. Fucking listen.
Yeah.
Because if you're paying him $900,000.
Speaking of which, though, the Lions this year have over $41 million in cap space left.
Yeah,
Lions?
That's unbelievable. Yeah,
like they could still sign people for $41 million.
Because they were talking about like teams Tay could go to, and they showed the teams with the most salary cap space, and the Lions were second with $41 million. I was like, fucking good for them.
It just,
I think they paid Goff, but it wasn't super like max.
Yeah,
and it was like before the market really reset, and Dak can get $65 million, and he's under. So I think going into the next couple seasons, Goff's really not making that crazy of money.
It's just my thing is with a guy like Tay and those type of people. It's like, do you want to bring him in and maybe have him act like an asshole? Like we don't need another. Well, I guess they could use a receiver, but it's like
right now the Texans, Stephon Diggs works because your wide receivers are getting hurt. But when they all come back and he starts getting the ball less and less. This year, I think Stephon Diggs will behave.
Oh, he's like that guy who's like, oh, it's cool to live with this guy. And then a month and you're like, okay, he's a little this, that, and the other. And then like 6 months and you're like, this guy sucks. And I feel like
there's
that's
14 holes in the wall. Okay.
yeah.
Have you seen the Cardi B stuff?
Yeah.
And the man that said he drugged him and tried to have sex with him.
That Stephon Diggs drugged the man and tried to have sex with him?
Yeah. Some guy's
that's
claiming
that.
that, and then apparently his brother, I don't know if that's Trayvon or somebody else, jumped this guy. I could be completely. I read
What's going on?
I read one tweet.
Allegedly.
I read one tweet that said, because it was like long in a video of someone talking, and I was like, I'm not doing this. But I read the tweet because it was some dude who looked like he liked men, and Stephon Diggs, and then
What did he look like?
just flamboyant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Show us.
Well, he was kind of standing like one of these, you know.
Oh.
I'm in his picture. Yeah.
I'll do the guy.
Yeah, you be
So what
him.
do we say?
If I'm Stephon, hey,
What do the guys? Okay.
drink this drink.
Okay.
It's fizzing, actually. No, I don't want it.
Why is it on fire?
No, but they said, apparently, like I said, this tweet said that Stephon Diggs allegedly this guy's claiming he tried to drug him and rape him, and then the guy got jumped, and
They do have another brother.
that's what I thought. And I don't, I guess it just said his brother. I assumed it would have said Trayvon, so
I don't know
didn't
if this is already a story that comes out, but I do find it weird. I get it. You kind of like don't want your. I get the whole kind of like, if I just say this, no one's gonna believe me. But now that people are starting to know that he's this, people might believe me.
Yeah.
So, but I don't really get the whole. How does one story come out about a guy and then everybody comes out with it?
No, yeah, that's where, like I said, I don't like the whole thing of like,
And I get it. Like I said, I do get how that could happen. But me as a person, like if Eric tried to drug and rape me right now, I would just start telling people.
right.
Like my brother tried to drug and assault me.
And that's
I
why I
wouldn't be like,
said,
I'm gonna wait till someone else comes out with a story about this asshole, and
yeah,
then he's
then
gonna
I'm
fucking hear from
then
me.
it's because it's like, then he won't know I said something because he has this other story, and it's like, no, I'm still gonna know.
It is like Dave Chappelle said about Bill Cosby. He's like, if 100 women came out and say Bill Cosby raped them and 90% of them lied, that means he still raped 10 women.
Yeah,
And he's like, and that's still 10 too many. So it's like,
No,
1% was correct.
yeah, even if
He did
1%.
one.
Yeah,
One-
Billy
that's
let his
1% too many.
bar pretty low there.
Right.
That was-
10
that- no,
was
that
enough. The 10 was like, let's start prosecuting.
Yeah.
That was the punchline.
Gotcha. Well, I just know where your head's at now. Good thing you don't really talk into the mic, so hopefully that didn't get caught up.
Right.
But go back. Let's go back.
fine.
Let's go back real quick. Thursday night, that game was unbelievable for a Thursday night game. I mean, this one's 13-0. It's kind of I fucking knew it. Oh, by the way, the Niners game is on. We've already discussed this before. It was 13-0. We did all pick the Niners. We picked for Dan.
We have the text
I was gonna
messages.
take the Niners anyway.
Yeah. But I just real
I
quick.
actually woke up, saw the text, was gonna say Niners, but you guys already said that. So.
With this game, like I said, I kind of figured it'd be like this. But last week's game, because we're going to go back first, unbelievable. Falcons, Buccaneers,
We were talking about this.
absolute shootout.
Amazing game.
I do have an issue
Amazing
with the
game.
end of the game.
I did say under because a division rivalry game. Both defenses play well.
Short week, you know.
Short week, all these different things. Man, it did not go under. But
I think it might have doubled.
I think it did double. Quarterback play was fantastic, I thought.
What'd you have with the end of the game? The only thing I had was Bucky fumbling.
Wide receiver play was fantastic, I thought.
Oh, everything was great. Thank God for Darnell Mooney.
Coaching was bad, I thought.
Coaching is always bad. There's like 2-3 guys.
That's what we were going to talk about. What was the big thing we were talking about when you said coaching clinic with UNLV Syracuse? I personally felt like the coaching by UNLV and Syracuse coaches for the vast majority of the game was better than NFL coaching right now. Is that sad? That is a sad statement to say. Like, these guys weren't trying to UNLV threw the ball 25. McCord threw the ball like 50. That's how they should have both played it if you watch the game.
Yeah.
You know
That's
what
what
I
I'm
mean?
saying. You can. I'm not like that's the thing is everyone's like probably thinking you guys want these guys to run every team to be 1950s offense. It's like no, if I have Patrick Mahomes, I'm totally okay with you throwing the ball 40 times a game.
There was 50 throws, 38 of them were quick screens.
Yeah, it's basically run plays. Right. I mean, Geno Smith, man, I picked the guy up and he doesn't.
You stack the box. You
fucking
have
ball.
if you have stacked the box. You have 1-on-1 out there with the corner, and your corners are playing 10 yards off. I'll dish it out there and have you beat the guy.
It's an
one-on-one.
extended run play on the
Right.
outside. I'm okay with that. Like I said, I watch the game and I think why this guy fucked it up. I don't watch it and think this guy. You have to run the ball 40 times a game.
Right.
Like if you're the Ravens, you should be running it 40 times a game with
You
Lamar
should.
and Derrick
You
Henry.
should.
If you're the Chiefs and you're averaging 2-3 yards a carry, Patrick Mahomes is going to win you the game. Throw the fucking
If you're
ball.
the Cowboys, Dak Prescott should start throwing the ball 75 times a game.
Yeah. But with that game Thursday, like I said, Billy said he had an issue. I wanted to hear what he thought. But Bucky Irving with that fumble late kind of fucked them. And the next drive where they just completely kind of blew it also.
Yeah, well, because after the fumble, there was an interception, so
Kind of cancel each other out.
The Bucks get the ball 1st and 10 at Atlanta's 28, and this is just completely on this player's fault.
Holding.
But granted, there's a holding call, So they ended up punting from the 42, but they ran three plays for minus 14 yards and took 30 seconds off the clock. Granted, when they got it with a minute 44. Granted, Atlanta did have all 3 timeouts, but it's like that. So then they punted and get a touchback. But then the Atlanta Falcons, they get the ball, 2nd and 10 at Tampa Bay 29, and they spike it at that point, and they're celebrating as if they won the game. They get a delay of game. So now this kick goes from a 47-yarder to a 52-yarder.
Yeah, and I did see with the coach, he was saying something Raheem Morris about the ball being switched out, which I don't understand. I don't because from what Herb Streetenham was saying and the ref, the guy that comes on, like the specialty ref, Mike Pereira, I think it might be. He was like, I don't see any reason why that would be, so I don't know what his deal is. And I'm like, these guys have no brains, though. Get off the you haven't won the game. It's a 45-yard field goal.
You're celebrating.
Right. I know the kicker's good and he's going to make it from 47 and 52, but fuck off the field.
Yeah, but even then, we'll talk about the Bengals. I don't know why Joe Burrow was hooping.
I thought when McPherson was lining up, I thought they're going to make the field goal. That didn't happen, did it?
Yeah. So. I have for that game, neither QB deserved to lose.
No.
The Burrow pick was bad and at a bad time.
Was that a bad time?
Lamar fumbled at a bad time.
Was worse? That was worse. He fumbled at a worse time.
Yeah, but the difference was the Bengals got the ball, ran at 3. They almost were like, we're at the 20-yard line.
Jamar was right when he said, I felt like we should have been more aggressive. Burrow was playing well, and you don't want to, I get that McPherson's good, but why not get closer?
Yeah.
He said, I thought we should have been more aggressive, especially the way the game had played out before. My only thing is that was kind of his criticism on the game. If I were him, I would have been like, our fucking defense. We can't score 41 and win.
Yeah, no, 100%. But at the same time, the game is the
38.
game. The situation's a situation. You've got to coach it better than that.
Yeah,
You've got to handle it better than that.
Burrow was hooping.
Oh, I mean, hooping is an understatement.
And they literally had 10 in the box. It's my thing was
Jordan Mason is down.
I don't remember who the analyst or announcer of the game was, but he kept saying, Chase, one-on-one coverage out there, one-on-one, which I'm like, yeah, I'm fine with, but it's kind of do you want a deep shot when there's 8 guys in the box with pressure on Burrow now? I don't know if you want that, but quick slant or something. If he's mentioned, but he kept asking for let him take him, and I was like, I don't know if that's the play here.
It can be.
It was overly aggressive. Maybe.
It just depends. But if the guy is,
that's my thought. Is you didn't have to run the ball, but you could run a pass play that's similar to a run, but could.
You're not these guys now, and I don't understand. If you're in Houston, whatever, it's one thing. Any indoor stadium, Vegas, the 35, 40-yard line's okay. It's 1st and 10. You're at the 38, whatever it was. Fucking, you need get just 10 yards. Get a first down. Why are you just assuming the game's over?
It's just like the kicker, the target line. Oh, they need to get to the 48. Doesn't mean get to the 48 and you just stop.
Yeah,
I would be super confident with a field goal inside 40 yards.
Oh, 100%. Because even on a bad snap,
so I would try to force that.
Yeah, that's my whole thing is.
I mean, he
if
came
possible,
as close as you could have making it with that bunch.
The ball literally was caught. I don't know if you saw
I
it,
did.
and just put on the ground.
Yeah, the guy was picking it up as he kicked it. You're never going to make that when it's leaning that way.
I couldn't believe
I couldn't.
The concentration I have to kick it.
Because also,
I honestly was surprised he kicked the ball.
Yeah,
also,
I would have been fuck this.
Yeah, because the other thing is someone's coming around the corner 100 miles an hour, and your leg swings, and their helmet meets your shin, and now you don't have a job anymore.
And that was on the holder, I think.
Well, he dropped the snap.
On the holder.
Yeah.
I
didn't think the snap was bad. The kick was great. That holder fucked it.
Yeah, and
I guess he's a new holder.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yes.
Speaking of new holders, fucking Kyle Juszczyk last week held
fantastic.
When Jake Moody got hurt. Wisnowski comes out to kick, and Kyle Juszczyk's their holder. I was like, dude, is this guy the best player in the NFL?
I wish they would go back to the backup or even a third straight cornerback being the holder.
I like the punter. Those hands, punters have good hands.
Niners have.
I mean, quarterbacks catch out of shotgun all the time and have to get the snap and everything like that.
No, of course.
And if something breaks down,
they can throw.
You have a much better chance.
Ever since Romo did that in the playoffs, I'm against quarterback holding.
Like I said, you have to think as a punter, those snaps are coming in. A shotgun snap is literally just like me tossing Danny a ball. A punt snap and a kick snap is a dude leveraging and full-blown whipping it back. So it would only take a guy a week or two to do it.
I believe it was NFL, but it might have been college. Someone had their heel on the goal line, and the snap was high for the punter. And it was and he jumped and one-handed caught it.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, my.
No, punters are very, kickers, it's one thing. Not that we're not good athletes, but it's punters. Who did it the other day? Somebody did that too.
Go watch Pat McAfee. Guy's a great athlete.
But a punter caught one-handed and then faked the punt, went around, juked one or two dudes, and then just kicked it, and it went to inside the 10. And it's dude, that is an athlete. I don't care what you say. He's a punter, but those are game changing. How many muff punts? balls that land and go out at the 1-2 yard line. Like that is when they say they
And
want to take
catch that
kicking
snap
and stuff
catch
out.
the snap for the kicking consistently, you got to be an athlete.
Yeah.
A lot of those punters can throw. A lot of them are the third string quarterback. And
Yeah,
shit like
yeah,
that.
no.
Here's a Burrow stat line: 30 of 39, 392 yards, 5 touchdowns, but that one bad interception.
Yeah.
But the Bengals D has given up 16, 26, 38, 24, and 41 points.
Second most points per game given up in the NFL.
Which is insane because of what he just read. Who has given up more?
It's a great.
That is horrible.
Go.
Last 3 weeks
And
they've
the
given
Jets at Vikings. Aaron had some bad picks there.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, here's the thing with, like I said, with Salah, like, this
You
is...
want to give a guess?
Browns.
No,
That's a good guess.
it was a great guess. I mean, it's the way the team sucks,
Jags?
and it's the Jags are
Panthers.
Right. Panthers.
Yeah.
The Jags are right behind the Bengals. They're third most, 28.6. Bengals give up 29. Panthers give up 33.
Yeah. My only thing, like I said, with the Aaron Rodgers, Robert Salah whole Jet situation, this is your first 5 games. You guys didn't want to play preseason. Like, it's not... I know you got Aaron Rodgers, but that doesn't mean that you're just going to score 40 points a game. Like, it's going to take a little time. Even it doesn't matter who the OC was, what the situation was. It's going to take time, and now starting a new head coaching regime and all this, like, it's like, what if this guy's completely different, his whole style of coaching? Like,
I think it had to be something that was like, let's try to light a fire here and switch some things up.
yeah,
And it's
but
like,
it's like lighting a fire for 3-4 weeks is one thing, like the Antonio Pierce situation or these situations, but it's like, you're here to win a
we're going
Super
for
Bowl.
Super Bowl.
So in 10, 15 weeks, whatever the case, 12, 13, whatever weeks,
I'm
it's
not
like,
sure if losing in London by 6 to the best team, to the best defense.
one of the 2
was a move.
undefeated teams in the league.
Yeah, especially against B-Flow's defense and everything like that. It's like, maybe
I think what they should have done in the offseason was fired him and picked up Vrabel. But the problem is with that is they can't, because then Hackett's not going to be there and Rodgers is probably going to be pissed. And it's like, because people don't understand. Right now it's okay. Like, Hackett got demoted already. If they fire someone in the offseason, that head coach is bringing in his whole own staff.
Yeah, Vrabel's not going to go, yeah, I'll keep your buddy fucking here.
No, he'll maybe interview him and be like, hey, we can talk, but at the same time, that's not.
And Hackett will show, I have special skills. Look, I can juggle. It's like, oh, thank you.
Yeah, well, get the
You
fuck
can't
out,
call
of,
offense,
get out of
though.
my office. Speaking of teams that are, I think it's very unfortunate for this coach, because I think from the way he's talking, it's not up to him if Deshaun Watson continues to play or not. It's just like, I think the owner is like, hey, we paid this guy full guaranteed contract. We need to play him, because there's no way Jameis Winston's going to be playing worse than this guy is right now. He should be getting every snap in the preseason. If you want to keep him, this guy needs reps, and he needs, I don't know if he doesn't care anymore, whatever the case is, but like, they got to do, they can't. The Browns are going to throw a season away if they
I'm
can't.
gonna be honest. I went to
like
the
this.
Browns-Raider game out here, and I watched the last. I don't know why. I've watched every Browns game. It's gonna be a crazy take. I don't think Deshaun Watson's playing that bad.
He's not.
I think the O-line is horrific. I think Amari Cooper vastly leads the NFL in drops.
Yeah.
Vastly. I think the second most drops is like 3, and he has like 9.
My only problem is
That's
he's
your number
not,
one option.
He's not, and he doesn't even
Jerry
look like
Jeudy
the
has
guy.
a couple drops.
He doesn't even look like the guy from Houston. Like, at all.
No, he definitely doesn't. He definitely isn't. I think your running back 1 is top 3 in the league, maybe the best rushing back in the league. He hasn't played.
Right.
Like I said, the O-line's horrible. And Njoku had a drop touchdown. Like, I think things are going very bad for him. And then I think what happens is it goes bad, and then he starts playing bad.
Yeah.
And then, like,
He's a
And
scapegoat.
he has a bad reputation.
That's a guy that's like, yeah, he fucking sucks.
Again, I test, like, oh, you look at these numbers, when I watch it, I think, honestly, he's playing pretty well.
Yeah.
But I think the rest of the team sucks. Maybe no one wants to be there. They were down by 30, and then they got 4th down. He just walked off the field for the field goal, and Stefanski was like, "Dude, we got to go for this." And he was like, "Fuck you, I don't care." People are like, "He doesn't even care. He doesn't care when they're down by 30 and they're fucking."
He's getting
he has
killed every play.
4 drops. He's getting killed. That O line gets hyped up because it's like that O line's fucking good, bro. They get 5 rushing yards per carry. That's because Nick Chubb's back there, asshole.
Yeah.
They don't do it with Jerome Ford.
No, yeah, I think Nick Chubb is very underrated, underappreciated. What? Just
Debo runs hard, man.
I don't know why people don't like Debo, but
He plays football
I'm
as
shocked that people don't.
like a
I know that.
12-year-old who loves it.
because
You know
they're
what I
saying
mean?
what they say is he can't run routes, he's slow, he's not a wide receiver 1, and I'm like, okay, but
What wide receiver 1 is also like a running back 1.
and a half, I
Yeah.
would say. Because like he's like, if it was up to me, it'd be Christian McCaffrey and Debo getting all the touches in the backfield. Like Jordan Mason, that's, he could come
honestly,
in on
with,
certain
with
downs.
McCaffrey's injury proneness, he would probably be getting like 18, and Debo would be getting like 7 or 8 a game.
Yeah.
Assuming you're running 25, 26 times a game.
And Debo just caught a 50, 60-yard touch. Like I said, he's not
76
he's not the fastest guy. Like, he's not, but at the same time.
Yeah,
like,
but he's also going to put shoulder in you, too.
He can block. He
can
plays
block.
hard.
He's going to hurt
Oh,
somebody.
his dad, when he was growing up, he was like, my dad always told me the first guy that touches you doesn't get you to the ground. Like, it better be an army to tackle you. He plays like that.
He's a yards after he's a guy that you throw a quick screen to and go, fucking, you got it.
Speaking of them, real quick, because I'm going to skip the Bills game just because we're on this. Are you guys concerned about the Niners? I mean, tonight they're back, so it's kind of hard to say now they're up 13-0, but
I told Eric not last year, but the other 2 NFC championships they made, their records were like 2-4 and 3-4 or 3-5 or something like that. Early, and then they end up making the NFC championship. So no, I'm not too worried, especially because you go, why are they losing so much? Well, the offensive player of the year hasn't played. George Kittle's been banged up. Debo's missed a couple games. Ayuk hasn't even started yet.
I'm more talking about their defense for me.
Yeah, no, I understand that. Trent's a little this, that. O-line's a little banged up. They have a lot of banged upness going on. Even I think Purdy was questionable for a game or something like that.
Well, you're going to be hurt. These guys are all hurt now.
They still have...
At this point, everyone's got wounds.
Dre Greenlaw's still coming back?
I don't think he's back yet.
I don't think he's back, but he's going to come back.
At some point.
If Christian McCaffrey... If all of a sudden, week 12, Dre Greenlaw's back, Christian McCaffrey's back, everyone else that's currently playing is healthy, I think you'll start to go, all right.
They're going to start steamrolling people.
Especially with the DC, like, how everyone's mad and stuff. Sometimes you got to get out there and let them play fives. Maybe this is the game where they finally started figuring it out, because it's easy to say when it's 13-0.
That's what I'm saying. It's easy to say now.
Where, at worst, they're going to make the wild card.
They'll be fine.
They might go into the playoffs fully healthy, and that's when you need to be worried.
Right.
Because the most important thing in the playoffs is momentum and health.
As well as they're going to win this game, right? Because they're up 13-0 and they're in scoring range here. But they're going to win this game, and they're going to be first in their division just like that.
Yeah.
At 3-3, which is a great spot to be in when your whole team is hurt. So.
And they've already lost
Jake Moody's hurt.
a couple division games, and I'm like they lost to the Rams. They haven't beat a division. They're 0-2.
Yeah, they're fine.
Which they blew leads in those games. That's what I'm saying. I'm watching. I'm like, damn, dude, you guys, they were up by like fucking.
I don't think they should have ever fired Steve Wilkes.
No, dude, that was super unfair. I thought too.
And now he's a volunteer consultant for them.
That was a weird
he gave up
scapegoat.
22 points to the Chiefs in the regulation, I think it was, in the Super Bowl, and McCaffrey fumbled inside the 20. It's like, dude, how is this his fault? I don't know, man.
I thought he was the best coach on the field.
3 and outs
Yeah,
to start.
I agree. Actually, that's a good
3
point.
and outs on 9 passing plays to start the second half for the Niners. That's Steve Wilkes' fault, I guess.
No, yeah, 100%, and the field position and everything.
I
I think they got a pick on Mahomes too.
Yeah,
they might have.
No, they did.
Going back to the last week, obviously, Bills, like I said, the end of game management was awful, but I'm not mad at the 3 passes. I'm mad at the play calls. And I don't know if it's Josh Allen. I don't know who. I mean,
a sideline jump ball to Keon Coleman is fucking insane.
If they were down and you have to, yeah, it's a tie game.
No,
like I said,
so
throw it. Do the same thing that we talked about with UNLV. Throw 2, 3 passes that are like, or after the second one, if you want to try to get them to use a timeout. But just the way Juszczyk just got blown up. The way that they went about it was terrible.
No, it was horrible.
But I'm not mad about the throwing 3 times. I'm mad about the throws that happened. The play calls and the also, speaking of which, Josh Allen was knocked out cold on that one play.
Oh, he was out.
100%.
The NFL needs to.
He went limp. His left hand went limp. He was face down for a few seconds, and you saw when they picked him up, he kind of looked around real quick, like, "Where the fuck am I?" And then he was like,
"Player safety is."
But he's a dog, so he was like, "Okay, I'm good. We're good."
Oh, he won't come. I think he has a broken hand. He's not coming out.
I think he was fine. Like you know how you see like Tua got hurt, and then they see his stats after and all that. Josh did seem fine.
Yeah,
he's that level
9 of 30. You never see that.
No, he was 9 of 30 before.
Though.
No, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Is that wasn't he wasn't throwing the ball fucking left-handed after that.
But the player safety shit's bullshit because he for sure was out.
Oh, that's to watch that and just let him back in that game. Like I said, he's my favorite player. I don't care. I obviously everyone wants him out there. That was ridiculous.
That was ridiculous.
That was bad. That's a bad look in my opinion. And it's not really getting talked about. I feel like.
And what sucks is like he played bad, but the team was in the game.
Yeah.
Until
that game was 100% because he played like shit and he knows that. And that's like, but like I said, everyone has those games, like if he had 17 games where he was the best quarterback ever, he'd be the best quarterback ever. But that's, you have those games. The only thing, like I said, is now they play the Jets. They were 3-0. They're 3-2. If for some reason, you know how it goes. It's a new quarterback, a new head coach. The Jets are going to be all hyped up. This is a new start. It's a fresh start. We have that fucking dumb bald asshole out of the building, which I don't know if they disliked him, but I'm just, you know what I mean? Like that momentum.
I
If you're
did
3 and
hear
3,
that,
it's like, whoo.
I did see some in the Twitterverse that Salah, he wore a Lebanon flag on his
Yeah, and he was fired after the game.
sweatshirt, and that's, I think, Hezbollah. Is that what they're called? Whatever.
They're bad people.
They're bad people.
Oh, I have no clue about any of this.
Like kind of run
That
Lebanon.
little midget, Hezbollah, he runs a terrorist.
Yeah.
I don't think
I was
he
like,
does.
I think Hezbollah is the little boy.
Yeah.
You know what I saw the other day on Twitter? It said, what's like the funniest scene from a movie or whatever, and it was the Jackass scene where the
Midget scene.
midgets are in the bar,
And then the midget police
cops
come in,
come and the midget
and then
ambulance.
paramedics come in.
That's just because it has.
That is the greatest scene.
that is hysterical.
Those movies, seriously, as far as like comedy movies go, like you know how people say Superbad, Pineapple Express,
Yeah.
for all those people, that's in my top 10.
If you sat someone down and showed them that for the first time, they would be pissing their fucking.
Oh my
pants.
god, it's hilarious.
Especially like if you got
people in
clips
the
of
bar
their-
were like, the midget police came.
Yeah.
Like, you would never believe this.
and then paramedics came
Even
and
they
they
went home to
stretching
their-
people out.
Yeah. If I went home to my wife and was like, babe, I was at the bar, the 2 midgets got in a fight, and then midget police came and broke it up. This midget's at a bar with a girl, and then her midget husband comes in and catch it.
And then his midget, he leaves, and his midget friends come in, and there's a brawl of all midgets.
Yeah.
Midget police come in full uniform.
And break it up.
And then midget.
When people are
paramedic-
scattered, midget paramedics come in to start helping people out.
she would send you to a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
Instantly. And then that movie would come out 6 months later, and you'd be eating your hands in some psychiatric ward, and she'd be like, holy fucking shit. That actually happened, you know? And that was in the back in the day where, like, video, it wasn't like you were just, oh my, like, I could
Nobody
literally,
could have put that on.
I literally would
the
just
story.
swipe right, bam, and just be recording.
Right.
They are called Hezbollah.
Yeah.
But they're a terrorist group, and
Oh, and he had them on their shirt?
He had the Lebanese flag.
He had
which
Hezbollah
is
flag.
Hezbollah is the political party of Lebanon, though. And,
I love the fact, because I saw someone had an Italy, or Jake Ferguson has a Spain flag, but I feel like, man, like, you got to be careful with this shit, because these, you know, like, the politics and all the
He's from
bullshit.
Spain.
He had a Spain flag on his helmet.
They said like the flags were for people, like your background and everything.
That's
like
what I'm
that.
saying, but
So
if
it's
okay,
like
but if your background is
Salah's family
Osama bin Laden,
from
He's
Lebanon.
dating one of those Cavender twins.
fuck you, man. We're talking serious. This is
I'm
serious
talking
stuff.
serious stuff. That chick's smoking hot.
She is, but my whole thing is I just think that, and like with the UFC, and like I get it, but it's like, dude, you got these guys coming out and saying like, yeah, fucking kill all these people, and it's like, dude, we want to watch these guys fight, and if you want to be in politics, go be in politics, but I don't like it in the sports in terms of if you know you're using it to like better something, but there's a fine line between that, because in their head, like, well, I am bettering something. I think that we're victims in this, and it's like, yeah, man, but
If I was the organization, honestly, I wouldn't do fuck all about it. Like if I was the UFC or if I was the NFL, but
you have to at some point.
if I'm the NFL, but if I'm the team, like let's say Jerry Jones goes, this guy's got a Lebanon flag on, we're gonna cut him. That's the owner of the team. He can do what the fuck he wants.
No, of course.
That's your direct.
My point is though, is if you're like, hey, these guys can do it, like Dana White. If he was a football owner, he's like, my guys can say what they want. You got a Sean Strickland and then like a Colin Kaepernick. That's a problem in your locker room. We're playing a team sport. We got to
Right.
be together.
That's
Like,
what
I don't
I'm
want you
saying,
guys
yeah.
talking.
I guess that's true.
Get in the iPad because
I
it
thought this
works.
was America.
Yeah, it works and it's cool. And I obviously want everyone to be whatever, but it's like, hey man, we're at work. Like this is a job. For the Dallas game, like I said, so it's 1st and goal. They're down by 4 at the 4-yard line with 52 seconds left. Clock's running. They call a timeout with 52 seconds left. Now, if you score on that first play, they have 45 seconds left, 46 seconds left. You're down 4. You're only up by 3 now if you score. Boswell's going to make a field goal inside of 50. Why the fuck are you – let the play clock – the only time a timeout should have been used there is if somebody was hurt and you were forced to use it. Let the clock run it's 1st and goal at the 4. If each play takes 6 seconds, run it down to 35 seconds. You can give them 10, 15 seconds, but like 52 seconds, you score on the first, even if you score on the third play and it's 30 seconds,
see
bro, you
Tomlin
could have ran
calling
that
this
off.
timeout.
Tomlin has to call a timeout.
Yeah.
Tomlin right there, call a timeout.
Yeah.
Because you know, and here's the thing.
When I heard timeout, I was like, okay, Tomlin called a timeout.
Let's say you have one timeout left and you're the Steelers. Okay, that's fine. It's 1st and goal at the 4. They run the ball. They run it down to whatever seconds left. They probably got to throw the next, at least one of those plays. So if it's incomplete, the clock's going to stop anyway for you. Dallas should have no business there. The only time they shouldn't have called a timeout, they should have let the play clock run down to 30 seconds, called it. Well, even less. It's 52. It makes, like I said, the play clock was probably running. Get it down to 30 seconds, 25 seconds. You have 4 plays. You have 2 timeouts now. And if you have 4 plays, at least 2 of those are passes. So if they're incomplete, the clock's stopping anyway.
Yeah.
You can't really throw anything short at the 4-yard line of the end zone. And if you do, you still have 2 timeouts.
Yeah.
But calling him then is that guy's been a coach in the league for fucking 20 years, and he doesn't know how to use a timeout.
No, he's horrible. That's the
really
thing.
bad.
It's like, and I'm kind of like, maybe he'll learn after that week next week. Why would he learn?
Oh,
he
he
hasn't
won't.
learned after 20 years.
Because here's why. Because he won the game, and like I said, call me and hire me, and I'm not. I mean, I'll be an asshole if I have to, but it's like, dude, you don't. I mean, you know, I would think we've talked about this enough. You just wait till the end, you know.
No.
But you could literally have that fixed for $100,000 a year if you hire some guy. I would literally take $100,000 for the rest of my life to sit on these sidelines and be like, hey, nope, Mike, let it run. And if after
Mike,
the game,
let it fucking run.
after the game, we go in the office and he's like, hey, well, you know, what's happened here? It's like, well, why are you, there's 52 seconds left. You're at the 4-yard line. What's going to take you 52 seconds in 4 plays when you're going to go up by 3 and they're going to get the ball back? What do you need 52 seconds for, please?
That's what
You need 20. You could use 14 seconds.
Lombo was saying, because he's like, I watch all these games. He goes, you can tell the coaches that don't learn.
Oh, yeah. It's
And he
bad.
goes, and defenses can tell. A lot of it was play calling. Like he was saying, like these offensive coordinators, if the run doesn't work the first drive, they completely abandon the run. While Sean Payton, if the run's not working even in the first half, he's already game planning on how to change up but use the run in the second half,
Right.
because he's not going to abandon one half of his offense. So he's like, during the game, you don't know what to expect from Sean Payton, but there's offensive coordinators where you're like, okay, they're going to give up on the run. We're good. We
Right.
don't have to worry about plugging the block.
No, exactly.
And the same thing, though, with people's time management and all that type of shit and everything like that.
Also going on right now, playoff baseball. Guardians up, they won 5-4, so there's a game 5 happening probably Saturday, I would assume. They get a day off. Yankees up 2-0. They're about to close that series out if they win tonight. That Dodgers-Padres series has been fucking unreal.
Electric.
Mets knocked the Phillies out with a Lindor Grand Slam. What's up over there? A Lindor Grand Slam. The one thing I wanted to say with this, Aaron Judge, Juan Soto's the best player on the Yankees. I know Aaron Judge did this, that, and the other for the regular season. I think, I said it yesterday. In his last 47 at-bats in the playoffs, Aaron Judge has 5 hits
He's
and
the highest strikeout
23 strikeouts.
rate in the playoff history.
It's terrible. And Juan Soto has an RBI tonight. He had a walk yesterday. Juan Soto is the best player on the Yankees.
And then Mookie Betts was 0 for his last 22. The 22nd one was a robbed home run.
That was
He
fun.
went 1 for 23, hit a first-inning home run, and then his first at-bat last night was a home run also.
And then second at bat, I think, was a double.
Yeah.
He
I
had
have-
home runs in back-to-back.
I have said also, if the Padres do lose, now that you're a new Padres fan, it's all your fault that our team sucked because you just changed teams.
I agree. Also,
And their Padres are a much better
how
team.
do you feel about that?
What?
How do you feel about a man who changes a team, who's loyal to a team, who has a team, and then he grows up, to a big man, and he decides, I'm no longer a fan of that team. They suck.
And it's not even because they suck.
No, but what do you feel about that?
Oh,
Whatever
that's-
his reasons
That's
are.
absolute fucking garbage, and those
Yeah.
type of people don't deserve to exist.
I don't think they should either.
Right.
I
You
think
see,
there should be cruel
No, no, no,
punishments.
no.
No, we're not done
What's
talking.
going on?
We're not done talking.
Your manager, Dave Roberts, crying about Manny Machado tossing a baseball at him.
Yeah.
That's what he was worried. He's down 2-1. And
Machado-
He sucks, but that's not the point.
Machado's an asshole. I love Machado, but he is that guy where it's like I want him to be hit by a pitch at some point. It's weird.
I want him to be hit by a bus at some
Yeah.
point.
It's weird saying old school, but it is I really am hey dude, because bro, it's the fucking 8th inning and we're up, let's say tomorrow it's the 8th inning, we're up 5-0 and Joe Kelly comes in, fire a fucking fastball right
He's
at
not
him.
having a particularly crazy series anyway. Fucking, he threw a ball 4 fucking rows into the stands.
Arias at first base is amazing. I think he's thrown 1 or 2 balls to the glove. Every other one, this guy has to pick it,
Yeah.
jump and get on the bag.
The funniest was Flaherty talking shit. Machado's 0 for 2. Flaherty's giving up 4 runs, and they're both talking shit. I'm like,
You
two
both
should-
suck.
You two should not be talking
Yeah.
shit whatsoever.
Let's do it live here, actually. So 21 seconds left. Seahawks have 2 timeouts left. They just called one. No, they have. That's it. Their final timeout. Can't really do much here in terms of talking about situationally, but they pretty much played that right. It was 3rd down. It was 2nd and 1.
At the 26, they get a first. At the 21, they get a first down all the way inside the 10, it looks like.
With 21 seconds left, you have to use your last time.
Yeah, use your
that's
timeout.
pretty. But some asshole would go up there and
I
spike
love that play.
ball.
They love that play call. Huh?
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah.
They do the quick screen and come across the middle. From
It's
the
like a
wide
quick
receivers.
screen, but it's not.
Right.
It's like
a flat route.
It's like a flat coming in, and then
Right.
the offensive line pushes forward.
Drag
which
route.
is cool, yeah. But no, yeah, changing teams. Like I told Billy with hockey, I'm a Golden Knights fan because they were brought in my city.
I'm from Vegas. There's no Vegas teams. The first homegrown born team here Vegas-born team is the Knights. I still support the Los Angeles Kings.
I
but
only
I'm
have
blatantly-
Kings jerseys.
I'm a Knights fan.
Yeah.
Now. Yeah.
No, I'm a Knights fan. If
Why
the
you guys
Knights,
pick 4 teams to root for then?
what?
Why you guys pick 4 teams to root for?
No, but here's the thing: is
I
we
mean, I
didn't.
told you I have one team I'm
I
a
didn't-
fan of. It's the Golden fucking Knights.
He said
I didn't
this guy
randomly.
doesn't- he
I-
picks the Kings.
no, what I'm saying is
Why you pick the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim too? They're an LA team.
what do you mean pick them too?
Why you have them be your team as well?
Well, so when we were growing up, as you know, we are all fans of the same team. So that's just how that's. What do you mean? I don't understand your question.
I was born into this, and I've been loyal to it ever since.
Right.
And I'll be loyal to it till I die. Just because you have no loyalty and no pride, no gall as a man.
Yeah,
all
no
of our
fucking
teams-
backbone.
Yeah.
Celtics and Notre Dame. What do they say? Beat LA. And
Right.
So we're gonna be a fan of an LA team.
Yeah.
So we hate the Lakers, we hate USC, but we're like, oh yeah, we like this one team in LA.
Well, that doesn't really matter. I mean,
it
that's
doesn't matter at all.
that's like
You hate we want to burn that city down.
I'm not-
I don't
Yeah,
like
it's
Los
high, right?
Angeles. I like San Diego more. I like the Padres as a team and their players, but I'm not going to just switch. That's just
I'm a fan of the Dodgers. Sue me. Always have been, always will be.
You don't need
that's
to let a franchise run your life and ruin your life.
no. I'm
Ruined my
I'm
life.
at the point now where I don't care in terms of like
I've seen-
emotionally. Like when we win, I'm ecstatic, but when we lose, it's like okay, I'm not going to like go to work tomorrow and like fight somebody because my team lost. You
I've
know
seen
what I
your
mean?
guys' drinking take a turn. Okay.
When Notre Dame loses.
Yeah.
But
Utah Tech lost and Notre Dame lost, and you guys had a day.
yeah,
I'm not going to sit here and say
Danny
I'm
hasn't
not-
talked to his mother since then.
I'm
Yeah.
not, I'm not going to sit here and say I don't get it. I get upset. My team loses.
no, of course I get upset. God, throw the ball to DK. My only thing,
It's fourth.
8 seconds left, third and goal. You still have time to run a play here. No.
And the thing is, I switched at the perfect time because the Dodgers are the best record, a favorite, and I was like, you know what? I don't want it this way. I don't want to
There's
buy
no
a
perfect
championship.
time to switch.
I don't want to buy
It's
a
like saying I
championship.
cheated at the perfect time.
The perfect time to switch would be when the season's over.
Yeah.
And you just pick. But like I said, if the A's come here, I'm not going to like the A's over the Dodgers. But like I'll go to like it just.
If it was an expansion team, it'd be easier.
It's
I'm not a
different.
Raider fan. They're Las
That's what I'm
Vegas
saying,
Raiders.
'cause-
But even if the NBA brought a team here, I'd still be. I'm not going to pick them over the
No.
Celtics. But I told
no.
Billy I care more about the NBA than I do the NHL. Like
I care more about Notre Dame, the Celtics,
Bam.
and the Cowboys than I do baseball and hockey.
yeah, no way, that was not incomplete. I don't think.
I'm playing DK. Nick has him. I need that to not be complete.
No, I have him in 2 leagues, and I need that to be complete. And,
then,
I have Gino.
So Panthers, Bears. Caleb is 3-2, so he's the only one drafted quarterback, number 1 pick to have a winning record in his first 5 starts, which Danny brought up earlier
In the Super Bowl era.
in the Super Bowl. And Eric, what's the Super Bowl era?
When Super Bowls started.
And then the Chiefs defense have not allowed 30 points or more in 25 straight games.
Yep.
Yeah, unbelievable. And part of that,
Since the Eagles Super Bowl.
part of that is because Mahomes is, smarter than Reed. When he's on the field and there's 5 minutes left, and he's up by 6, up by 5, up by 3, they're running clock. They're not just sitting there fucking, dicking around, calling plays with 10 seconds left, 15, 20 seconds left on the play clock.
Let's go to the playoff eliminator.
Yeah, we could do that. I had some things with tennis, but we'll do that after.
Yeah, by the way, this playoff eliminator is getting fucking close. You probably got 2 more weeks where you can get it and be confident in it. And then after that, it's like, whew, what am I going to eliminate, But right now, I'm going to eliminate the Raiders.
Where the fuck are my eliminated teams?
You don't have the Raiders if you want to just use mine.
Oh, I don't?
No.
Billy, I will take the Raiders also.
We'll take the Raiders also.
Yeah, I don't like that we're all doing the same teams, too. It's kind of...
It's not our fault
Pissing
that
me
all the
off.
teams are bad.
No, I know.
You want the standings now?
Yes. Last week's and
Last
then
week.
overall.
I went 5-9.
Holy tits.
Eric went 9-5.
5-9, Bill. Jeez.
Danny went 8-6.
Not bad.
Overall?
Overall record, I wasn't first. That's how quick it can go.
I was first before last week, and then that turned, too.
Overall, Danny and I are 43-35. Eric is 45-33.
Not bad.
No, it's pretty close.
Which I got hoed on in the clinch UFC picks. Go watch in the clinch.
Go fuck
We'll
yourself.
talk about it.
Hoed.
Hoed.
Did get hoed.
How?
Pennington won. Got robbed.
Close fight.
Aldo won. Got robbed.
Don't think so.
My other guy got hurt. Another guy got hurt.
Kevin Holland.
Yeah, so
Eric, if anything, Eric and I got hoed because we could have been 5-0.
Yeah.
I take my record for what it is, but I should have been 4-1.
Wait, shoulda, coulda, woulda. Huh?
I mean, if you guys don't think Pennington won, you're an idiot.
I think it was fair. I think
I went 4-1.
I think a split decision was fair, and whoever they picked, they
I
both
am
sucked.
shocked that Buckley knocked the fuck out of Wonderboy.
I'm not shocked.
I'm not shocked at that.
What a way for a career to pretty much end.
Yeah, and that's pretty much how it's going to go. How he's going to go out. So this week, Niners, Seahawks. We've all picked the Niners. They're up 16-3 at half. Like I said, we texted before the game, so go fuck yourselves. That's the other thing too. You don't know us. We're all going to hold each other to a higher standard. We're not going to do some shit where I pick the Seahawks. I'm like, well, they're up. So.
We hold each other to higher than in sports, but personal life, not so much.
No, not at all. Sunday, Lions are at the Cowboys. Lions are 3-point favorites. Bill, who you got?
Got the Lions.
I'm taking the Lions also.
I'm also taking the Lions. I think it's like the Cowboys that beat them in like 6 or 9 straight games, but it's a different team.
Have you seen?
And last year, that game was insane, if you remember.
Jordan Lewis. I think we've all really liked him his whole career, but
Yeah.
that man, I did not realize how much shit he talked. And Amon-Ra St. Brown said he said some shit that I can't repeat. And Jordan Lewis was like, I just black out. So if I said something offensive, I'll probably say it again.
Yeah, and then Pickens slammed him to the ground at the end of the game, which is kind of like, not a cheap shot, but Lewis, get up and fucking hit him back. Like, you got up and went to like the ref.
It's like Lewis is in his face. I don't know what you expect. And the Pickens, the way he did it nonchalantly, though, was hilarious.
Pickens is a dog. I don't mind him
grabbed
doing
his
it.
face, man.
And threw him to the ground, but Jordan
What
Lewis
was
kept
with Pickens that game? He didn't give a fuck.
He's weird. He's
The
half in,
Steelers are
half
great
out.
at drafting wide receiver talents,
Right.
not mental stability.
Right.
He's
That's
half
the
in,
problem.
half out. If he's getting the ball and it's hot,
Well, I
it's
think they're good
he's
at drafting. Well, I guess it goes back to AB and whatnot, but also like, yeah, obviously guys get frustrated when you never have a quarterback.
Right.
That as well. And then, but Amon-Ra, I guess, has brought up Jordan Lewis again, like months ago too, about his shit talk, and it's like, is this finally a guy that's gotten in Amon-Ra's head? People were saying, and I was like, I'm not too
I don't
worried about
think so.
We'll
that.
find out Sunday.
I love Amon-Ra.
Yeah, me too.
For me, he's the best wide receiver in the league.
We sent another banger to London.
Overall.
Jags, Bears.
Oh. Last London game was at least a good.
Yeah,
team.
no, it was, yeah. But
Jags Bears. I honestly, I'm gonna go with the Bears.
give me the Jags.
I'm gonna go with the Jags.
So us two Jags, Billy Bears.
Yeah.
Texans, Patriots in New England. Drake May starting. Give me the Texans.
Yep, Texans.
I was thinking about him starting, and
This isn't the same, by the way, people, of Andy Dalton
Texans,
starting
yeah.
for the Panthers.
No.
Not
No.
one bit.
Texans, just rookie quarterbacks in general, because it's like, yeah, playing time makes you better. I wouldn't start a rookie quarterback unless I had a good to great offensive line in front of him.
Yeah.
You can't put a guy out there like the Patriots have this abysmal offensive line. It's like, you're going to ruin this kid. Like Lombardo said, he said, like Flacco, he's had enough time off where his eyes are going up. He's not worried about the rush. Like Bryce Young, he's only worried about getting hit,
Yeah.
not
Right.
watching his receivers
panicking.
downfield.
He's tiny too.
Drake May with this offensive line is going to start
At
doing
least Drake
that.
May's tough and can scoot.
Yeah, but how many times are you going to hit by these boys where you're
Right.
like, I need to just check down all the time, or I'm afraid to make this deep ball because I'm going to get a hit right now.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what I think. If you didn't want him to play his rookie year, just put Bazooka Joe or Hurricane Melton in there and let's see what he does.
Hurricane Melton.
That's a great nickname.
I thought that's what they were talking about
Right.
this whole time.
I have been following the stuff on that hurricane. I never really do that stuff, and pretty interesting stuff. Like,
What do you... So,
I don't believe in hurricanes.
well, I was going to get to that. Far-right people believe that the government controls the weather, and this hurricane was done on purpose to kind of up climate change, like conspiracies and shit like that.
Some
What are your
people are
thoughts?
out of their fucking minds. I think.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't
I think
know.
people are over like doing something.
I can see, like, I mean, they produce like cloud, like they have things that produce clouds and stuff. I've seen, like I said, I don't know anything about anything.
There's definitely places that can produce their own weather. Hurricane, I don't know about that.
And also, like, I just don't. I just
feel
feel
like-
like people get way too invested in like crazy shit.
Crazy shit.
I mean, yeah, I think they just...
When people start
shit.
talking to me about that at like in anywhere, me and Michael were talking about that. How weird is it when someone comes up to you and they're like, "Yeah, it's still hot in Vegas, huh?" And you're just like, "You fucking talking to me?"
Yeah, October 7th, but there's no climate change. Keep using
Right.
that hairspray. It's like, what the fuck are you talking
And
about?
I'm like, "What
Yeah.
the fuck?"
I'm here
I
to
don't
order
even
a
know
turkey
you.
sandwich from Jersey
I
Mike's.
Yeah.
Get fucked,
I've been to
weirdo.
Vegas my entire life. It's always hot in October.
This
Every
is
year,
pretty hot.
every year we're like, oh, Halloween, it will get cold.
It's
And
around
some-
Halloween where it starts to cool down. It's not
this
that
this
hot.
summer though is like I saw is like the most days over 100. October has the most days over 100. All these different like this has been a hot summer.
The climate
thing
does change. That's
Yeah,
the
of
thing.
course.
It does change, and then also it's like in Florida, they've been having hurricanes since the beginning of time.
Dude.
People just haven't been there.
There's a hurricane in Florida or in that southeast every 2-3 years.
Here's the thing: it's like living
it's
in
every
Oklahoma.
Yeah,
It's like living in Oklahoma and getting mad about tornadoes. It's like tornadoes have been here before you,
right.
So you're gonna try to figure out how to change things for tornadoes to never
It's the
happen.
same thing we just talked about, like getting mad about it's hot in the summer in Vegas.
In the desert?
Oh, shit. It's
Yeah.
always been hot in Vegas. It's hot as fuck last
The
year.
Earth isn't here to make it comfortable.
Honestly,
for people.
and people are like, "Oh, climate change." It's not like it happened overnight. Last year was not a bad summer.
We didn't hit
So, like,
100.
I feel
We
like
didn't
we
hit
had-
100 till July.
I feel like we had to pay for last summer.
That's exactly.
That's
what
kinda
happened.
what
And
I'm
I
saying.
also honestly, it was hot for like 2 or 3 weeks. I didn't think it was that bad.
I thought it was pretty hot,
It
but
was-
I
well, you
work. Yeah,
in the heat. But it wasn't like
I was
walking
at
to
work. Like I definitely was at work. Like this is the hottest.
I just want to
summer
know
I've
what you
been to.
guys. This is the far right people. They're using lasers to control the weather, and
That's
I think those
fucking
people are out of
ridiculous.
their minds. When
Yeah.
people, what I was gonna say, when people talk to me about shit like that, whether it be at work or it be in public or it be in private, whatever it be, I sit there and I'm staring at them like, you're out of your fucking. I sit first of all, I sit there and I think, how bored are you?
Right.
Get a fucking hobby or a job or something. And then secondly, when they say everything they say, I go, okay, let's say all that's true.
Then what?
Now what? I
Then
still have
what
to
do
go to
you-
work tomorrow, dumbass.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing. What do you want me to do to stop them from doing hurricanes?
What do you think I know, or what power do you think I have
Shit, just fuck off.
to help this?
I like
situation?
halfway through, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna stop you right here. I can't do anything about these hurricanes.
And I also don't care.
yeah, and I don't give a fuck
you
about.
got to
what
out
you're saying.
crazy them is what you got to do.
Yeah. Hurricanes.
Yeah.
You think they're? Well, I don't. We're just starting at hurricanes.
Yeah. That's where my fucking book starts.
You think on my planet,
When someone
we see
says something like
hurricanes?
that, I'm gonna go. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna say I knew about the hurricane thing 10
But
fucking years
just
ago.
think
Yeah.
about it.
All right.
Regardless of what your side you're on, these people are going into the voting booth and deciding shit in our country and shit like
Yeah,
that.
it's
That's
ridiculous.
what I'm gonna start doing, man. I'm gonna start saying that type of shit. That's smart. I'm gonna do that. I'm
You
gonna
gotta
go.
outdo
It's
it.
not the government starting the hurricanes. It's like, no, it is. I'm like, no, it's the fucking aliens, dumbass.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, this guy's out of his mind. I'm like, sounds crazy, doesn't it? Now fuck off telling other people that
yeah.
shit.
Yeah. Leave everybody alone, you creep.
Yeah.
You bring out, like aluminum foil and wrap it around your fucking head. or
It's like a
something
guy
that.
at work one day. He asked me if I practice witchcraft,
Yeah.
and I was like, what do you think? Before I answer that, what do you think? You know.
Well, based off of the meth I just did, I do think you might partake. But it's like, yeah. Well, get out of here, fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
Trying to cast a spell on me.
Commanders Ravens. I'm gonna take the Ravens.
I was gonna say I have something to say about these next two games. I'm gonna take the Ravens, but I do like the Commanders to cover 6.5.
I don't.
Okay.
I think they played the Bucks, and I know it was week 1, and that was a decent team. The last 4 teams they played have been not the best teams in the NFL, and this is a team where that defense sucks, and the Ravens defense is good. Unless if they cover this game, win this game, and he plays the way he's been playing, like we might have a problem on our hands.
I think confidence it goes a long way, and I think this is gonna be a high scoring game. I don't know if it'll be over 51.5.
That's a high total.
That is a high total. But I do think the Commanders can cover the 6.5, especially if it goes to 7. I would like to see maybe taking that, but the Ravens will win.
Bill?
Ravens, I think it's just Commanders. You're gonna lose some games here and there.
Well, Ryan, we're sorry, pal, but I still love you, and
This is
the
a game
Commanders
not
are
to,
electric.
It's not a game to hang your hat on if you're the Commanders and
No.
you lose,
I think it's a game to measure what you're actually at.
Right. This is a measure game.
which is totally fine.
No, it
If
is.
They, like we
They
said,
don't- I don't
if
want
they
them-
lose in Baltimore but cover, you go, hey, we still look pretty fucking good.
Yeah, no. If they lose by 40, it's like, fuck.
We played 4 shitty teams.
Yeah, but then you say so did Josh Allen and the Bills got their shit pushed.
No,
out
of
by the
course.
Ravens.
That's why it doesn't matter anyway. The Commanders could win this, go 16-1, and then lose in the first round of the playoffs to the
exactly
fucking Packers.
to the
And it's-
49ers who are
it's-
finally healthy.
You're the
or
second overall
anybody.
pick. You're not expected to win the fucking Super Bowl anyway.
Right.
But I was going to say with this next game, Browns at Eagles, I like the Browns to cover 9.5 as well.
That's a lot of points.
That is way too many points
A lot
for
of
the
NFL.
Eagles to be giving up.
The
Eagles are not a good enough team to give that.
I'm going to say the Eagles win.
I'm going to say the Eagles win, but I do not think they cover 9.5, and I think I'm going to take plus 9.5. And I definitely think if you go watch by the hook, I'm going to take plus 15.5 on a teaser.
Bill?
I'm gonna go Eagles, especially coming off the bye.
Yeah. Cardinals, Packers. In Lambeau, give me the Packers.
Give me the Packers.
Packers.
Buccaneers, Saints in New Orleans. Saints are 3.5-point underdogs. I have a stat that I don't know specifically. The last 15, 20 times they've been underdogs at home, the under hits every time.
Okay, and Spencer Rattler's playing,
And the
so
rookie
you
quarterback's
probably
coming
got to
in.
go like that under as well. We were talking at work because Michael was like, they have Rattler playing, they're fucked. I was like, I mean, they have Derek Carr playing, they're fucked every week. Rattler's throws a good ball. We'll see how he does.
I'm going to take the Bucks.
I'm
But
also going to take
I'm
the
not going to be
Bucks.
surprised. This is a situation where Rattler's played enough, and if he comes out and the line can protect, which they have a good line, don't be shocked if they put up like
And
30
he
and
can
win this.
fucking sling it.
He will throw that ball.
He throws a good ball. I don't think he's a fantastic quarterback, but he throws a great ball.
This is a game where Sean Payton was still the head coach of the Saints.
Oh, they win.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you know what? They'll be just fine.
Bucks are a good team, though.
What do we say about Derek Carr, though? Put some pressure on him, he'll fucking
No, I told
cave.
you, once that pocket's not a fucking U shape and he has some people in his face, he's fucked.
He's fucking hurt. That one ball, though, he threw on that third down where he got hurt.
When he got hit, that was a
a
great
dot.
ball.
No, he throws a good ball, but he's not Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes taking shots. And,
So send Tate to fucking play with him then.
He doesn't have pocket presence. Like
Buccaneers for me.
Bucks as well.
Bucks.
Colts, Titans in Tennessee. I'm interested to see where everybody goes here. Bill?
I don't care who starts for the Colts. I'm going Colts.
Titans are 2.5-point favorites. I'm also taking the Colts.
Yeah, I think I'll go Colts on this.
Chargers, Broncos in Denver. Chargers favored by 3 off of a bye week. Harbaugh off a bye week. I don't know. I'm sure he's good all the time, but I think him getting a week off, Herbert getting some rest, I like the Chargers.
These are the 2 fewest points per games given up by defenses in the NFL. Chargers, I believe, are 12.5 points per game, and the Broncos are 14.5. Totals 35.5 to reflect that. I do like the Chargers.
Chargers.
I like the Chargers. I think they beat the Jets in an ugly weather game.
Broncos are gritty, though. If they win this, it's like...
The Broncos, you mean?
Yeah, the Broncos beat the Jets in the ugly weather game, and then the Broncos beat the Raiders, who
suck.
So
also, they beat the Bucks, who's a great team, but
a lot of
if you go back to last year, I don't know if we already talked about this on here. Teams that play the Lions don't cover or even win the following week. That's something to look at on the betting lines. No team that has played the Lions has won in their following week this year. That includes the Bucks, who beat the Lions and then lost to the Broncos. Who played the Lions this week? Oh, they had a bye.
So look over the Cowboys the following week.
The Seahawks the week before, they just lost to the Giants. Terrible team.
Yeah.
It was
the
Cowboys
like that with the
will get
Niners, too.
smoked next week after.
Lions are a physical team.
And people are wondering why. It's because they're probably the most physical team in the league. Look at like what David Montgomery fucking dropped Witherspoon on his ass. So,
you know who the Cowboys play next week?
It's a good team.
It's a good team. Ravens.
They're playing right now.
Oh, they already played the Ravens.
49ers.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're fucked. Chargers for me. Chargers, everyone.
Yep.
Chargers.
Steelers, Raiders. Watch by the hook. I'm going to give it away, but I'm taking the Steelers. Falcons, Panthers in Carolina. Falcons favored by 6. I like the Falcons. I think their offense is starting to get rolling a little bit. Fantasy tip, look up Darnell Mooney and see if that guy, because I feel like he might start becoming more potent.
Another fantasy tip was, I think, buy him low. Fantasy's a big sell high, buy low type of thing, waiver wire, all that. I don't know how low he's getting bought after last week, but try to buy Drake London low.
Yeah, his name, you could buy him lower, but after that last week, it's hard to trade for a person.
I think he's starting to cook. And one thing I like to look at is target shares. How many targets does a guy get a game? I don't care about, you have certain players like Jamison Williams where he gets 3 targets a game, but he gets 18 points because he has an 80-yard touchdown within those 3 targets and stuff. You don't want that guy week to week. Drake London gets like 10 targets a week.
Yeah.
10 plus a week. You want that week to week.
Everyone Falcons?
Yeah, Falcons.
Bengals, Giants, Sunday Night Football. I don't know how we got blessed with this fucking barn burner on Sunday night, but I'm going to take the Bengals. If they lose this game, and I don't think they will, I'm picking them to win. If they lose this game, their season might be fucked.
Again, go watch by the hook. I'm taking the Bengals.
Same, to watch it for that as well. Bill?
I'm taking the Bengals. And yeah, because they're 1-4. Baltimore and Pittsburgh are 3-2, playing 2 winnable games, so they could be 2-4 behind.
And a lot of the AFC is 2-2, 3-2, 2-3. Like that one game is going to matter a lot down the stretch, especially like I said, if Burrow or if you have someone that's hurt or misses a game, it's going to be trouble. Monday night, I'm interested to see where everyone goes here too. Buffalo goes into the Jets. New head coach, obviously we've talked about it. We fucking ran over it. Hackett's not calling plays. Bills, Jets. Who you got, Dan? Bills favored by 2.5 in New York.
I'm a big
Jersey.
Whenever a team gets like a new coach, interim coach, they win that next game.
First game, you got to take them.
You got to take them. But man, if there's someone I like going against the Jets and kind of breaking that, it is Josh Allen.
Yeah. My concern is he's fucking banged up. I said before the
James
season.
Cook is questionable for the game. Joe Brady's play calling seems to be getting questionable as the season goes on.
I'm taking the Jets.
I don't see Allen going 9-30 and then coming back and not having a great game. I'm still going Jets, though.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, I agree with you, but I see this as a game where the Bills' defense collapses in and of itself. And Aaron Rodgers, he's out to prove something now because he's washed. It's his fault Salah got fired. Oh, he's controlling the franchise, and he's going to go, all right, let me show you how I control the franchise. Oh, I'm not running the ball. Let me feed Breece Hall here and shit like that.
I hope so. That would be sick.
So I'm going to go with the Jets.
Yeah, that's the picks for this week. So I'm looking to really lock in and have some good records week to week. Before we get out of here, just a couple tennis things. Nadal is retiring in November, huh?
At the end, the
End of
Davis
the
He
Cup.
should.
Yeah,
It's
I think
over.
he should. Great career. And then Francis Tiafoe and Tsitsipas both went off on a ref. Pretty awesome exchanges. And apparently this tournament in Shanghai, the officiating has been terrible. But if you haven't seen those videos, go watch. I always liked Tiafoe and Tsitsipas, but I like Tiafoe a lot more because he was fucking effing and being and all whatever the ref wanted to have for the short. Because you just get to walk by and you have to shake their hand. Didn't shake the umpire's hand and told him, like, you fucking cost me that game. You don't know fuck all about tennis, basically. And Tsitsipas did the same thing, so.
Yeah.
I got some trivia.
All right, let's do it.
Most rushing yards by an active player. Top 5.
Most rushing yards by an active player.
In career,
Yeah, most career rushing yards by active player.
Nick Chubb,
No.
Zeke,
Second with 89-85.
Christian McCaffrey.
No.
Alvin.
Kamara is 5th with 62-17.
Number 1 is Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry is 10,074.
Sheesh.
Holy fuck, man.
So you need 3 and 4.
Active player. So it's going to be an older guy in the league.
3 is actually a younger guy.
Saquon.
No, probably a year or 2 older than him, I'd say.
He's not that young then.
He's a running back that his former team people were overrating him, like thinking he was a bad running back, and now his new team he's kind of churning this year. But he's
Joe
hurt.
Mixon.
Joe Mixon,
I was going
third,
to say Joe.
65-96.
So we're missing what number?
Number 4.
We can get this with easy.
Yes.
With easy.
But I feel like it's
I'm
gonna
just
be a
running through the
random fucking
divisions.
name.
No, it's not. And this name is solid running back. Just consistent, solid running back.
I want to say Jonathan Taylor, but I don't know if he's played it.
No. Let me keep thinking. Sorry.
I know we're gonna. Okay, let me think. AFC East, Bills, no.
NFC North.
Oh, all right. Well, thanks for that.
Josh Jacobs?
No.
Um,
I'm an idiot.
Not DeAndre Swift. Aaron
David
Jones.
Montgomery.
Aaron Jones.
Oh, Aaron Jones.
6,290.
Damn, good for Aaron. I like Aaron Jones, but I don't like him for starting wide receiver and a starting running back on my fantasy team. So
No.
Shane, please stop offering me that because I
Yeah.
don't want to do that.
And then we already touched on baseball, but most career postseason hits, top 5
It's active players or just
all time.
Derek Jeter.
Derek Jeter's first with 200 exactly.
Most career postseason hits?
Yeah.
Alex Rodriguez.
No. But there is Jeter and 2 other former Yankees.
Babe Ruth.
No.
Reggie
Joe-
Jackson.
No.
Joe Mauer.
Joe
No.
Mauer.
I love Joe Mauer.
I do too, but
He's
wild.
not going to be on that.
2 Yankees.
Lou Gehrig.
More recent, probably.
More recent, yeah.
Okay.
Robinson Cano.
No.
I love that guy. Too.
Hideki Matsui.
No.
Bernie Williams.
Bernie Williams is second with 128.
Bernie Williams is a hooper.
There's another outfielder that I'm missing.
There's no
Is he Yankee outfielder?
No.
Yankee infielder?
No.
Yankee pitcher.
Jorge Posada.
Jorge Posada, 5th with 103. Number 3 is still active, and number 4 is retired.
Postseason hits. Still active.
Is he playing
Albert
in the-
Pujols.
Is he playing in the playoffs right now?
Not anymore.
Ooh. Jose Altuve.
Jose Altuve is 3rd all time with 118.
Ooh.
Number 4, one of the most electric men in baseball.
Yasiel Puig.
No.
What team did he play on? Is that going to give it away?
Oh, man. Yeah, you'll get it right away.
Ken Griffey. Barry Bonds.
No.
Electric man.
Electric. People, controversial. People will get mad at him. Just the way he played. Like, he was just kind of did whatever the fuck he wanted.
Damn.
I can't think of this.
I will.
He
think-
wasn't like controversial and like he did bad shit, like illegal shit. It was just more like, why is he fucking around out there?
Let me run
sometimes?
through standings.
AL or NL?
AL for most of his career. He did play for the Dodgers for a little bit.
Manny Ramirez.
Manny Ramirez is 4th with 117.
I don't know why that guy gets questioned so much. He was a fucking dog.
I think the best right-handed swing of all time.
Yeah, no, he's unbelievable. That's that swing was when he was wearing that 9-9 on the Dodgers and would come up and hit one into the ravine in the left center field. You were just like, yeah, this guy's him.
I didn't want to touch that the NHL regular season did start.
Yes, it did. Oh, what a catch, George Kittle, I
The
believe.
NBA
touchdown.
season starts Tuesday, October 23rd. So next week we're going to do awards and predictions.
Yes.
In soccer, the MLS playoffs start Wednesday, October 23rd. I know you guys care about that.
Yeah, I can't wait. I would literally rather watch Jags Bears in London than watch the
Yeah,
MLS final.
like, literally.
And then By the Hook's up next.
Yeah. So we're gonna get to By the Hook really quickly. Like I said, we have our games picked. It's now 23-3, pending an extra point, so it's 22-3 really. George Kittle touchdowns. Hopefully you have him on fantasy. Other than that, yeah, like I said, anything else sports wise you guys got? Dan, Bill?
Have you guys watched Starting Five yet?
Nope.
Have you on Netflix?
I just saw
will say
clips.
this. Jason Tatum is corny.
Yes.
He's very though nonchalant type of guy, so maybe that's why.
He just needs to not.
But if you're gonna call him corny, you have to call after watching this LeBron James and Jimmy Butler corny.
Oh,
as
LeBron's
well.
corny. Yeah.
Yeah. And Jimmy Butler, I mean, he comes to.
Who gives a fuck if someone's corny?
That's what I don't care.
He doesn't have to be the coolest guy in the world.
I'm like, I
Does
don't
he play
know why you guys
basketball
think that
well or
these guys
not?
are the coolest guys ever. They're good at basketball.
It's
and they're
because Kobe,
awkward in real life.
MJ, AI, all these former MVPs and stuff like that, they were cool as fuck.
When they showed up in suits and like these guys now.
Steph's corny.
even
If you
Kobe,
hung out with
'cause
those
people
guys,
are
you'd be
like-
like, these guys are fucking goofballs.
On the basketball court, they're fucking savants.
They're billionaires and like they
Yeah.
so I just focused on basketball.
It's the same thing with all pro players or celebrities. It's like they're not cool.
Ant would be fun to hang out with. It seems like
Ant is electric in that.
he's a dog.
He just fucking talks his shit.
For when they introduced him, I saw his introduction where he was like, they start showing him. He's like, I don't look up to anybody in the league at all.
Yeah, and he's like, if you do think that way, I don't know what you're doing.
That is
I
weird.
love Ant.
No, I love Ant too. It's just one of those things where it's like you kind of know what you're going to get from him at this point. You know, like I like it, but I'm just saying, like
I like the attitude. I like the dog in him.
Yeah, I like Ant for sure. But yeah, we'll talk NBA next week. Other than that, this time next week we'll probably have. I mean, we will have NLCS, ALCS stuff going on.
Who do you think, if you're right now, gun to your head, Jets, you have to hire a head coach?
It's Mike Vrabel.
Yeah, I think Mike Vrabel. I saw a video.
Under your head.
I mean, or Bill Belichick.
No, Vrabel because he'll be there for 10 15
15
years.
Oh yeah, exactly.
I saw a story. I guess right.
You hired Bill and your defensive coordinator is Vrabel.
I
Here's
guess
what I'll tell you. If it was for 1 year, I'd hire Belichick because I only have Rodgers for 1 year or 1 or 2 more years. If they said it's a 2-year contract, I'd take Belichick because I feel like he's still got his fastball and the defense and everything. But if it's you're hiring a coach, it's got to be Vrabel.
I guess Vrabel was a nut. Yeah, as a nut as a player and shit. And they said he used to fucking say some crazy shit to Bill Belichick. And there was a story that came out. I guess he was like, Belichick was praising the Giants linebackers, so he came out to practice in a Giants jersey and he was like, "Does that make you fucking happy?"
Yeah.
It's like,
no, Vrabel's a nut.
Is that the Edelman podcast?
Yeah, he's a nut.
He has I've seen shorts of Josh McDaniels on there, and I'm like, okay, I get why.
I like
Patriots
Edelman.
players like
Edelman's
Josh
cool, too.
McDaniels. Who?
Edelman's cool as fuck.
Edelman's cool as
Edelman,
fuck.
they're all cool. The thing is just like you look at these guys and you hear them say one thing, or they point a first down in someone's face, like he's an asshole, and it's like, no, bro, that's not the
Edelman's a
case.
handsome man, dude.
Edelman's a good-looking guy, yeah.
I would like to see with his beard lined up. He always just
He
goes
always
on
just goes
purpose.
to- yeah, he
he
don't
has
give
to
a
let it
fuck.
go, but see it lined up would probably.
Really
be-
good looking dude is Cooper Cup.
Yeah, he is pretty good-looking.
I've never seen his face. I don't think.
Really?
Beautiful.
I'll take your word for
Okay.
it. You don't give.
We're
out
done here.
compliments.
Everybody have a good night. We'll see you next week. Like I said, we'll have NLCS, ALCS. Hopefully the Detroit Tigers can close that series out in Cleveland. Dodgers tomorrow. Yankees, I think they're still up 2-0 as far as I know. And then, the Mets have already punched their ticket. So Francisco
Bang, bang.
Lindor, you're a fucking dog. We'll
Eric's
see you
a
next
big
week.
Mets fan.
Big Mets fan. Love the Mets. Oh, we have a kickoff return for a touchdown.
Seahawks.
Seahawks 20, 15, 10, 5, and he
Touchdown.
scores. Wow.
23-10 now. Wow.
23-10, we have a game. Let's get the fuck out of here so I can watch the end of this. Everybody have a great night and go fuck yourself.